All right, so we're good. Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. Tonight, the Nations League action continues at Wembley Stadium as England, the reigning European champions, host the reigning holders of the Nations League and the reigning world champions in Spain. It's going to be a very exciting game tonight, a good test for England. It's the first time these two sides have met since the 2023 World Cup final, where Spain, of course, were victorious. So tonight, a lot at stake. A lot of people will be attributing their Euros predictions based off this game and off games that are happening over the next few months. That heightens the importance of fixtures like tonight, doesn't it, Harry?
Yeah, very much. So, as you say, this is a very, very big game. We are only a couple months away from the 2025 Euros, and these two sides are definitely going to be up there as being bounded around as the favourites to go and win the competition. As you say, England go into it as the reigning champions. Spain, they will want to make sure that they can retain as many, get their hands on as many trophies as possible. Seems to be the aim, both with senior and youth football. So they've got their eyes set on trying to take that crown off England. We already know that Spain are the reigning Nations League holders, so this is also a tournament that they care about a lot. They're another trophy they'll be hoping to retain this season. But a really, really big game. Two sides that I think have got a lot to show after the performances on Friday. No, yes, Spain went on to win, but the performance wasn't good enough. England only managed to draw. Need to bounce back. So two sides that would expect to play better than they did on Friday night, playing against each other, packed out Wembley. It's going to be a brilliant game.
Yeah, and we'll touch on those games on Friday and their form overall in a bit. But let's start by looking at the lineups then for tonight's game. For England, there's only one change from the side who drew away at Portugal. In goal, Hannah Hampton comes in to replace Mary Earps, a decision that perhaps holds a lot of weight towards Weigmann's thinking ahead of the Euros. It's a back four then of Bronze, Williamson, Bright and Neve Charles. In the middle three, it's Clinton, Walsh and Ella Toone. And a front line of Park, Russo and Lauren James. So two questions off of that. One, how much does Hampton's inclusion tonight show us about who is favoured to start the Euros? And two, are you surprised to see England sticking with the same 11 after a disappointing result against Portugal?
I think the Hampton call is a very, very big one, as you say. It's another showing where Hannah Hampton gets the bigger game. In the most recent international breaks, we've seen the consistency where Hampton plays the bigger game, Earps plays the slightly lesser side, and that for me tells a lot. This is the biggest one, as you say, though. First game's in 2025. Earps gets Portugal, Hampton gets Spain. And I think you're right. That shows where Weigmann's head is at right now, that Hannah Hampton is favoured as England's number one as we head into Euro 2025. But still a couple of months to go. That could change, but it does look like that Serena's made a decision on that number one spot.
On that point then, obviously if Hampton is the starting goalkeeper, why is she not playing every match? Is it keeping Earps happy? Is it considering the two? How would you assess that?
I think it's, as they're both top goalkeepers. It doesn't hurt England either one which plays, and when you're playing these type of competitions where it's not a major tournament, I think it's fine to rotate. But I do think that as we get closer to that Euros, we will start to see Hampton play as that number one in every single game, especially in those warm-up friendlies, especially once we're at the tournament. It looks to be Hampton who's going to be favoured.
Yeah, okay, so to touch on the larger squad then, England keeping it the same as they did against Portugal. Surely that's a surprise after the result, and does that speak on perhaps diminishing the standard set by the England manager?
It's a really, really weird one, because as you say, after a performance like Portugal, especially in that second half, England, you'd expect them to respond, you'd expect them to bounce back, and usually that is by making changes, mixing things up. But Weigmann, clearly not wanting to change up, believes that the outfielders that she named against Portugal are the same outfielders that will win the game today for England, which is interesting because I don't really... I find it a bizarre call. Basically what we're seeing here is that Weigmann hasn't responded to what happened on Friday night. She's kind of just gone, well, that result happened, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to factor it into my thinking. And she's just played the same 10. It's bizarre for me as well to see an international break where you play the same 10 outfielders starting in both games. What's the point in bringing the rest of the squad then? You might as well just bring a couple players just in case you need them and tell everyone else to go home. Really, really bizarre one. The whole point of having an international squad, the whole point of including people for the first time or players that haven't been in the England squad for a while now, is that they're meant to get opportunities.
Yeah.
But same 10 starting that started on Friday, I'm not a fan, and I think it's an interesting move because if the same players play like they did, it's going to be a really tough night for England.
Yeah, it depends, doesn't it? Because again, I think this is quite a theme throughout Wiegman's career. As a manager, she's always preferred to try and build her players up rather than toughen them up.
Yeah.
And there's, there are two clear schools of thought there. And while often manager approaches kind of sit somewhere between the two, you've got those soft managers and those harsh managers. And so, yeah, you could look at it tonight as that perhaps those standards aren't being set, but you could also look at it as, will those players be more confident after the loss, or after the draw, that they are still being backed and they're still being supported, so publicly, obviously, by playing in this game. So there are those two schools of thought. Will be very interesting to see whether that has the desired effect. Will the England players be motivated tonight, or will they start to coast? That's going to be the big question now. But yeah, what is for certain is England's performance definitely has to be better tonight. And let's look then at the Spain side for tonight's game. I thought 4-3-3 for Spain as well. In goal, it's going to be Catalina Cole, of course, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Then across the back line, it's Battier, Paredes, Mendes, and Olga Carmona. Carmona, of course, scoring the winning goal in that World Cup final in 2023 against the Lionesses. In the midfield three, will be Aitana Bonmati, Alexandri playing a slightly different role in the base of midfield, and Mariona Caldente, and a front line of Pina, Garcia, and Paralluelo. Now, if this is like what we saw the other night, it's interesting, obviously, because Caldente played out wide in that game. We saw Lopez play in that attack midfield role. So it's interesting to see that change slightly to bring in Claudia Pina. I've been corrected for that in the past. Lucia Garcia as well coming into the side. Paralluelo coming back into the side. It was a rotated side against Belgium. Is this more akin to their full strength 11?
I do think so. As you say, the likes of Paralluelo were always going to come back in. Garcia, after scoring the first of Spain's 2 late goals against Belgium, again, deservedly comes in. So I think it makes sense. I think Alexandri is potentially a bit more of a defensive decision to play against a side like England, which is interesting to see.
With no Patrick Ayaro, they are short on options.
Yeah, but I think I guess you've got Abelera could have also offered in there, but I think it's an interesting one. It's a role that Alexandri can play.
Abelera wasn't called up.
Was she not?
No.
Oh, well, I saw her in a predicted lineup today, so I don't know who did that.
On the bench.
But yeah, I think that it's a really interesting decision. But it's a good team. They weren't good enough on Friday, but they still got the result. It shows where they're at right now. But again, similar to England, they're going to have to play better to get a result. If neither of these sides improve their performance, I have no idea who's going to win, because they both did not play well enough to beat each other on Friday. So who knows what's going to happen? And it's really weird feeling for it to be like that going into such a big game.
But the stakes are higher tonight, and that will have an impact on performances, of course. So welcome to the stream of the way. Welcome people getting involved in chat. Rise says, hey boys, should be a good game. Hopefully lots of goals. Hopefully not, Rise, and hopefully 1-0 England. No injuries. All the Spanish players get little knocks, and they don't want to play for the rest of the season. That'd be ideal. Laurette P7 says, hi, welcome to the stream, Laurette. And of course, if you are watching along, get involved in the live chat tonight. Say hi. We'll get into some score predictions now as the players are making their way out of the tunnel. Harry, I'll start with you. What is your prediction for today's game?
It's a really, really tough one to predict. Based on England's results, they were battered by Germany, but then held a really, really good draw against the US. So England mixed fortunes at Wembley against big opposition. I'm going to go for another draw. I think it's going to be very similar to the USA game, but England, they haven't set up as defensively as they did in that game, so it's going to be very, very interesting. But I do think it'll be a draw. Both sides not quite at their top level, and I think that will show at times tonight. I'll go 1-1. I think both sides will score. I think it'll be a pretty cagey affair. Neither side wanting to give too much away, but I think a result that both sides at the start of the game would have probably taken. So yeah, I'll go 1-1. I think Russo will score because she's looked unstoppable recently. But similar to the Portugal game, I think England will take the lead, but Spain will come back and get a goal of their own. But a joint game. I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's talk. Oh, I need to my prediction actually.
Yes.
I'm gonna stick with what I said this morning. I'm gonna go for England 1, Spain 2. It's a weird way to say it, but I forgot who I predicted to win for a moment. But yeah, I think Spain will win tonight. They are a very strong team. So Yeah, I just can't. After watching England on Friday night, it's an incredibly disappointing performance. I just can't see us winning, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be closer than people expect. There were comments on this morning's preview about it being 4-0. I don't think it's going to be that, but I think it's just going to be a very difficult game for England.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, and England know that, and I'm slightly surprised to not see the three back in action for England today that we saw against the other top sides, but it shows where Wiegman's at. She wants to go back to the four back. She wants to play on the front foot and for England to be a real force again. But or attacking force in terms of they're the ones in control. They're the ones who are taking the game to opposition, which is risky when you play sides against like Spain. But I don't see either side getting battered. We're talking. We're in a competitive competition between two of the top nations in the world. Neither side's going to get torn apart here. I know both sides. I think both sides will score no matter what the result is, and I think it will be a close game. I don't see there's no runaway leader between these two sides. England, Spain won that World Cup final. England knocked them out in the Euros on their way to winning it. So it's whenever these two sides meet, it's always competitive and it's always a really, really good game.
Yeah, strong message here as well, by the way, from the Spain players. Silent during the anthems, linking arms, poignant image in light of everything that's been going on with the Rubiales trial. Obviously, players missing in these games due to involvement in that trial and obviously everything that's going on around that. So, important message there, I think, from the Spanish players and the coaching staff as well. It's good to see that togetherness in that camp for a change because it has been a rough few years for Spain. P3 Marcia says Teresa is injured. Thank you, P3. Says can't see Spain winning with so many players injured. Really? I mean, I love the confidence in England. It seems like Spanish fans, Spain fans think England are going to win. All the English fans think Spain are going to win. It's an interesting one. Lorette saying 3-2 England. We're in for a hell of a game then. Looking forward to it. Paul Hepton says, hello, 4-0 to Spain. Sorry. So there we go. That is the real difference in tonight's game. It could go any way. And it's exciting for that reason.
And then I think that shows where how unpredictable these two sides are at the moment, because as we said, they're not quite at the top level, but no one knows really where they sit. This is why it's an important game, because those predictions say, you've got some people who think England are going to run away with it, some people who think it's going to be close, some people who think Spain are going to dominate, and that shows that we're in it. It's weird to be, because usually at this time you're starting to pick who looks the strongest, who potentially has dropped off a bit. This game's going to tell us everything, but because before tonight, I couldn't tell you where any of these clubs were at. So this is a big game. The one side I can tell you at Germany, because they look superb. So if these sides play badly, everyone just
Germany going to win everything.
Just put your eggs in the basket for Germany when we get round to the Euros, because they're going to win it. But yeah, this is an important game, not only to see where both sides are at, but to get one over what could be your rivals going into that major tournament. It's an important, and especially for the Nations League. This is a competition that both sides want to win. If England win, they top the group. If Spain win, they go 5 points clear of England already, and they've probably won the group. So happy days. So this is a big game if England want to stand any chance of getting through to the Nations League semi-finals.
Yeah, and Montserrat says, is Alexandri playing as a midfielder for Spain? Yes, it looks like Alexandri will start in defence midfield. P3 Mazia says, with all players fit, I would say it's not close. I think that's a very contentious point. I think at the moment with how England are playing, maybe you could make that argument, but Spain aren't playing incredibly. I think in terms of quality, if you take both sides fully fit teams and you say, equal management or whatever, I think in terms of player quality, they're very even.
It's close, yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think Tomé has proved herself yet. I think there have been some interesting... I've not watched loads of Spain, but from the Spanish fans that I've seen talking about Tomé, they're not massively happy with how Spain have been playing. I think there's a lot of disgruntlement around Serena Wiegman at the moment as well. So it's one of those where we're going into the Euros where the two favourites really being the holders of the last two major competitions. Obviously, these two sides met in the World Cup final. They're the two... in terms of rankings, the best two sides of the world. I know we had the Olympics, but the US aren't at the Euros, so they're not really relevant in that conversation. So they should be the two favourites. But yeah, I don't think at the moment either of them are settled. And that creates a really interesting paradox. It could be a Euros where we see a shock winner.
Yeah, that's where upsets come from. That's where shock winners come from, when the top sides aren't at the top of their game. And based on tonight's events, there'll be a lot.
Bank on Wales.
Yeah, there'll be a couple of clubs who are sitting there thinking we could have a really good summer here.
Yeah, both sides taking an in and standing against all forms of discrimination. But we are now underway here at Wembley Stadium, and England are going to pump it long from the off. Millie Bright sending it forwards. Rousseau brings it down well in there. Here's Clinton. Now, I don't understand the point of smashing it forwards if you're immediately going to play backwards. But that's interesting.
I think it's become the norm from kickoffs. I think what would catch sides out is if Pittle didn't smash it long. Try that. Yeah. Don't not just smash it out the pitch. Try playing football, because that will catch teams out with this. In modern football nowadays.
Yeah, Hampton going long there, not quite able to find tune with the distribution. So Spain back in possession now. Catalina Cole. And goes to Mendes. So it'll be interesting to see who settles into this game, because I think Wembley Stadium does always create a good atmosphere for these Lionesses games. It can be a bit of a cauldron in there. It's not the most packed out I've seen Wembley, if I'm honest.
No, not compared to the US, but it's still very strong. But yeah, as you say, I think there's a lot of difference is there's a lot of England players on this pitch tonight who need to up their performance.
It was a cold Wednesday evening in February. Yes. It's not exactly the most attractive time to play Spain. I think if this was a Saturday night game or a weekend game, then you probably sell out Wembley. But it's England on the ball now. Grace Clinton battling away there with Alexandri. And Spain now do regain possession. Here's Mariona Caldente. Needs a forward option. England press her back though, and it's Spain now in possession. Mendes finds Caldente. Caldente back to Paredes. Ball out wide now with Olga Carmona. Here is Bonmati, forced back. England doing a very good job at the moment of just forcing Spain back. Applying the press well. And a strong defensive structure. And Bonmati there picked up in possession by Grace Clinton. England now will look to play out, or will they? Because they'll turn back and hold on to the ball.
Shows what kind of game it is that from England. Win the ball back out the pitch and
hold it up well. But there were options to the left-hand side there for England to come forwards.
Yeah.
And to use, and they didn't. And now here comes Spain. Bonmati, though, forced backwards.
Yeah.
Neither side
nervy
wants to risk things early on.
No, not at all.
It's all about retaining the ball.
Keep the ball, knock it round, and just get a bit of control. Neither side wants to go for it, which, from a neutral, if you look at it from a neutral, it really is not as exciting, but it makes sense for both sides. It's an important game. Neither side's going to go at it, all guns blazing early doors.
Yeah, P3 Mazia says Tomei is the real problem. Why is that then, P3? Why do you think Tomei is the problem? Just intrigued. I don't disagree. Here is Paraluelo. Wants to take on Lucy Bronze. Bronze will stand her up. Does manage to get the ball into the box. But it's an incomplete cross from Paraluelo into the side netting. Alex says, happy Serena trusts Hampton more than Earps. Yeah.
It's an interesting one, that. I think that Hampton... you can't call them. It comes down to personal preference, I think, at the end of the day. There'll be a lot of fans who think it should be Earps. There'll be a lot of fans who think it should be Hampton. At the end of the day, Wiegman's the one who's going to make the decision, and it looks like she chooses Hampton over Earps, which is fair enough.
Ball in now from Battier. He's going to find Bonmati on the edge. Tries to head it down for Carmona. Clinton wins the ball back, though, and then manages to lose it. Kicked up in the air. She seems to lose sight of where the ball was, and Bonmati comes away with it. Now they'll come down the left-hand side here, Spain. Options not apparent there, and Garcia, though, does manage to win that ball back. Paraluelo. Here is Ona Battier. Tries to find Lucia Garcia. Goes back to England, though, regaining possession, going back to Hampton, and then knocking it long. And now Spain have the ball again. This feels like the tempo of this game we played at. Spain controlling it, dictating it. England defending well, looking to counter. But at the moment, because England just aren't ever having the ball, they're not coming forward to well. And when they do have the ball, it's too slow. It's got to be springing it forwards.
But it's a tough one for England, because I understand it, but at the end of the day, you have to come forward at some point. You have to try and cause Spain some issues. They can't plan to sit like this for 90 minutes, because at some point Spain will score a goal.
Yeah,
It is as
you
simple
can't
as that.
expect to withstand that pressure
No.
constantly tonight.
Belgium scored 2 goals and still managed to lose. Yeah, and they played very, very well.
Yeah. And the counterbalance there's Lauren James. We've not seen her in the first 5 minutes. And that does tend to be the theme of these games where they are a bit more defensive, a bit more scrappy. You're not going to see Lauren James. James, it wants to thrive in attacking areas. And if we're not holding the ball, if we're not going to play football, then she can't contribute.
Yeah.
Here is Mendes. Now Alexandri. Goes out wide to Olga Carmona. That's blocked by Park. And out now for a throw.
Yeah, it's not been a bad first fight. It's cagey. You're not expecting much to happen. But Spain will just look to grow into this game and get better and better. And England have got to be aware of that.
It's a lovely pass there from Caldente and to Ona Battier. And now they'll come forward. Spain. Lauren James, though, putting in the defensive shift there to win the ball back. And knocks out of play for a throw. But yeah, Spain overwhelming England at the moment.
Yeah, James did very well on Friday night at tracking back and defending. It looks like she's got to do a very similar job tonight.
Well, yeah, Battier's going to try and overlap every time. Here is Aitana Bonmati. Goes to Alexandri. Alexandri under pressure from Toom, but finds Mendes. Now Carmona. Here's Mendes. Alexandri. Carmona, one back there by Bronze, but it falls to Olga Carmona again. Here is Paredes. Looking for a forward pass. Will go out wide to Ona Battier, who gets under her control well. Now Bonmati. Bonmati looks too deep to have her usual creative input. And I know she'll obviously get forwards and she'll find those pockets, but at the moment we're seeing her too deep really.
Yeah.
To hurt England. But obviously Spain have a plethora of attackers who can still hurt England. Olga Carmona in the penalty area now. Paraluelo cuts on to have a shot. Cuts in too many times though, and it's Millie Bright who clears it away. Just tried to do too much in there. She had chances to fire a shot away. Sama Paraluelo chose instead to try and take more players on. Not really the space to do that in there.
Yeah, too easy from England. She found herself with loads of room in the penalty area.
It all came
evaporated
from Carmona because she was one-on-one with a player and it was a simple move, and I think it was Bronze she was up against. Simple move, and this is messy from Hannah Hampton. Manages to spin out of it. It is given, though, as a foul. Does well there, Hampton.
Yeah.
Pressed aggressively. Was sold short by Leah Williamson.
It's gone. Well, no, it's got. No, if she decided to take it by herself and try and go on a run, she do have to hold on to it. It's confidence, and she does well.
She still doesn't have any options.
That's why yeah, sure, but yeah, it's. Well, yeah, but she doesn't need to. Spit.
It's either that or knock out a play. But I think I'm saying she's done well there.
Yeah.
But she was put in a tough spot by Williamson. Here's Clinton. Now back to Hampton. Williamson now. Can England come forwards? Progress this ball. Rousseau holds it up well. Now Clinton. Now here's Lauren James. Can England make something happen the first time they came forward meaningfully in this game? James inside to Toon. Toon falls back to Walsh though. Now Williamson. Does feel like England taking the less risky passing options at the moment. Just in favour of actually holding onto the ball.
England are happy to play this like the underdogs. And, I understand it, but I think it shows where both sides are at right now.
Right, lifts it wide. Park unable to get it under her control, and it's back now in the possession of Spain. Carmona. And Park wins it back. Carmona gets away with it out, though, for an England throw high at the pitch, and they can use this, England. Alex says, how is the attendance compared to the USA game? Looks a lot more patchy from where we're watching. A lot more patchy. I'm not surprised, though. It's the problem with, obviously, it being a midweek game. It's difficult for people to get to it. Still a good attendance, though.
Yeah.
Here is Lauren James. Lovely give and go with Clinton. James coming forwards now. Wants to cut inside. Alexandria does well to put in the tackle. Bronze blocks that with her arm. Spain on possession. There is a foul in there anyway from Clinton. It is given as a free kick.
Very scrappy moment there. Both James and Alexandria on a heap on the floor, and then Bronze handballed it. Then Clinton put a big tackle in on somebody, and then I think the ref just blew the whistle just to stop everyone doing everything. But it's messy. It's a little bit messy from both sides. England don't really know what to do with it when they come forward, and Spain don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, Val Sab up into the stream says 0-0 Spain, injured key players. England are too predictable. Both trainers are not using their players' potential. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree there. I think it could be a 0-0 game. Thank you for contributing in the live chat. Do make sure to get involved if you are watching along tonight. But yeah, 10 minutes gone here. I think England will be I don't know if they will be the happier side. It's not been a huge successful attacking performance, and they've just about held on defensively.
Yeah, I think if you ask Wiegman, first 10 minutes, you've looked, you've managed it okay. I think you're going to take it. But Spain, they have threatened, and that is not dealt with, and it's hit the bar by Garcia.
Had it kept alive there by Paredes, and somehow that's allowed to run through to Paraluelo, who will just run that out there for a throw-in.
Just didn't deal with the corner at all. Just pinball in that penalty area, and England get away with one. Massively get away with one.
Caldente. Now Olga Carmona tries there to take on Park. England will come forwards now. That's seen out well though by Mendes.
Yeah, I think it was a shot blocked by a Spanish player or an English player. That was one in there. It just fell to Garcia, and it's not a bad effort. But England just don't deal with it.
Well, it comes off Williamson, who isn't aware the ball's coming anywhere near her. It comes off her, deflects down to Garcia, who is just finds herself in acres.
Yeah.
It's flicked on by Alexandri, hits Williamson, who's caught surprised by it, bounces up and falls to Garcia. So many players there just switched off completely.
It's a really weird one because it's one of those frustrating ones as a player, because actually if Williamson doesn't block it, it probably goes out for a goal kick.
And it didn't feel like Williamson was aware the corner was even being taken yet. She was watching other players.
Yeah.
Clinton, Walsh.
Again, it's like
back to Williamson.
We spoke about the organisational problems that England have faced recently in the last few international breaks, and it just seems to creep. Even their little things, they just seem to always creep into every game.
James. Zona Battier all over it, but she'll keep going. Lauren James, great drive, and does very well to hold on to that ball. Williamson passed down the line to Bronze. He wants to take on Paraluelo. Does really well to pick out Lauren James in there. James stabs a pass to Clinton. Does feel like a lot of English players all in the same area of the pitch. Williamson. Now Clinton. Good control. Walsh. Bronze. England just getting Penn back now. And that is an ambitious pass out to Charles. Charles does well to keep it on. But again, I feel for Hampton because the options just aren't there at the moment. Charles puts one inside. Richard does really well to hold that up, but Paredes manages to poke it to Aitana Bonmati, and it's Spain's possession again. Odam Catalonia, welcome to the stream. If you are in the UK, which I am going to guess you're not, but if you are in the UK, it is on ITV. If you're outside the UK, then unfortunately I'm not sure. But if you can't find a way to watch it, then feel free to join us here. We'll be live throughout tonight, providing coverage for this game. And this is another good chance for Spain. A ball into the box. Leave chance to knock it out of play.
I like that. Just takes a smart option. Doesn't try and bring it down or do something stupid. Doesn't take the risk. There's no one behind her. Just puts it out for a corner and just deals with it.
Ball in from Pina. Full set for Carmona, who controls it with her hand. Much to her complaint. And she has some choice words there for the referee.
Yeah, England better with that one. The corner wasn't as good, but it just headed away cleanly. Just dealt with.
I'm not really sure what her complaint is. She's looks to me like she's controlled that with her arm.
Yeah, just about.
I think it rolls up the body, but it goes away from her if it doesn't hit her arm.
It's England do better with that one. They've dealt with it, and I think that's the main thing. Get that first header on that corner, and then you avoid all those silly pinball situations. Organisationally, just mark out, head the ball out. Simple as that. Much better. And I think finally they're happy to let Spain have the ball in their own half rather than in England's half. But, a well-managed first 15 minutes from both sides. But again, as we say, this will not hold up for England. If Spain do this for 90 minutes, they will get a goal at some point. It's just what can England do against
Mendes, Caldente. Tries to slot a pass through. Walsh does well. Now England with possession. Lauren James plays it to Russo. Russo can take him on here. Battier well, it was sloppy defending, but she gets away with it. She got shrugged off there by Alessia Russo. It looked to me like a foul after that.
Yeah, she put a rogue one in originally, and then here she kind of gets shrugged off, and then she throws herself towards the ball. It's a strange one. It's a strange way of defending, but somehow it's worked.
Well, it's the kind of one where that is a foul, in a sense, but it's the one that you're never gonna get penalised for that. Here's Park. I mean, she handballs it technically.
Yeah,
it's just where the foul would come from. England throwing on the far side.
Park's was a little bit more lively, a little bit more fight on that right hand side. Was really I don't want to say quiet against Portugal, but it wasn't her best game on a football pitch.
No, I don't know how many more managers have got to use her as an out-and-out right winger before we're going to learn. I mean, she's been brilliant in midfield for Man City this season, and not good when played out on the wing. She's not been as good when played on the wing for England. I don't know how many more managers we've got to go through watching.
Yeah, England have 3 attacking.
Brilliant from Lucy Bronze there. Forces Bonmati into the mistake, and it's an England corner. Excellent from Bronze.
Really good stuff.
Penning back, Aitana Bonmati, who's gobsmacked.
Yeah, Bonmati throws herself over.
Yeah. She's used to getting that decision go away, though, and that's why she's surprised.
It's silly from Bonmati, because Bronze is holding her, so if Bonmati stands up for any longer, it's going to be a foul. But Bronze holds her a little bit. Bonmati decides to fall over, and by that point, Bronze hadn't made the foul yet.
Lauren James loops into the box. That's headed away, and now Spain will look to break. That'll be cut off, though, well by Niamh Charles, who looked to keep this England move alive. Lifts it up the line. Lauren James caught offside, though, for England.
Yeah, just got to be aware there, James, just to hold that run. That ball's always going to come from Charles. Admittedly, it did.
Yeah, it's just timing. She can't predict it's going to take so long.
Charles took her time. On her weaker foot, she just made sure that she wasn't off balance and set it up nicely. But in the end, it meant that it just took a little bit too long to get it there.
Yeah. Here's Mendes. I think that ball forwards for Spain goes a little bit too long there. She just ran herself into trouble.
Yeah, it was
trying to bait the press of England to create space, but she ends up running herself into trouble and has to knock out of play.
It was like it felt like England just an ingenious plan to let her have all the space and then let her overplay it.
Yeah,
which somehow worked. A bit worrying when she just runs 15 yards up the pitch unopposed, but if it means they win the ball back, they win the ball back. Bronze again does really want to get back in against Garcia, and then Garcia brings her down. Really good stuff from Bronze.
Yeah, she's brilliant in England shirt, Lucy Bronze. Absolutely brilliant. We saw it on Friday night. I mean, other than the World Cup final, where she made the mistake that led to the goal, of course.
Yeah, that looked a lot better as this season's gone on, I think, as well.
Here's Niamh Charles. She's definitely settled in much nicer at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'd still be worried about the defensive side of her game. 4 big games. Bonmati coming forwards now for Spain. Can she get a shot away? Does want to wriggle through defenders. Loses the ball. Falls to Pino, and it's over the bar. Good opportunity for Spain. Pino goes close. But England snuffed out Bonmati. Almost conceding to Claudia Pino.
Yeah, Charles just ends up clearing it into Peanut, but does well. She gets back in and recovers her own error. And then Hampton just sees the shot over the bar.
It's worryingly soft in there, though, from Walsh, I have to say. She just sort of jumps in the way of Bonmati's shot.
Yeah.
And it takes Charles to come in with a bit more of a calm head and just recover the ball.
England do just look to lack a little bit of fight, a little bit of fire in the belly.
Yeah.
They're playing well and they're up for it, but it's hard, it's not as aggressive as I think I'd like to, you'd like to see. I'm not saying if you're going around smashing in and kicking lumps out of Spain, but just a little bit more aggression. But that's what Bronze has got.
You want to unsettle them. You want to unsettle Spain. They're a side who, if they get comfortable, will beat anyone because it's Spain. But if you unsettle them, you'll be all right.
It's what Belgium did against Spain. It's what other clubs do against top sides. Make it difficult for them. Aston Villa did it against Chelsea this season. Chelsea came to Villa, went to Villa Park, and Villa was strong. They were assertive, and they made it difficult. And Chelsea didn't like it.
Mati, Pina under pressure. Yeah, there's a foul there from Kira Walsh.
Again, that's not aggression. That's just clumsiness. Just Walsh just keeps just clipping and clipping at the heels, and eventually it's going to be a foul. And yeah, about third or fourth time lucky there, she managed to bring Pina down.
Ball down the line, looking for Salma Paralluelo. And that is blocked into the path of Hannah Hampton there.
Yes, those balls into the channels for Paralluelo and Garcia have been Spain's biggest threat tonight. And then that doesn't either the player takes it themselves or they end up getting that overlap from one of Carmona or Battier.
Yeah. Haute Couture? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. It says, Aitana has started believing in her own hype too much. Sam was completely open there. That's an interesting point. I think Aitana Bonmati is... and I don't think it's a negative trait, but she is quite a selfish player. But that is why she's so effective. That's a brilliant tackle from Irene Paredes, giving us a foul.
Ooh.
I want to see a replay. It looked excellent on first watch.
I think she's unlucky.
It's a great ball from Lauren James. Slots through Neve Charles in behind. He made a great overlapping run. Does Paredes get the ball? I think she does initially. It's a difficult one in real speed.
Oh,
yeah, she gets the ball.
That's
unlucky. Fantastic tackle.
Charles does well because she runs across there.
Yeah, she makes that look like a foul there, Neve Charles. But really smart movement.
For that to be a foul on the yellow card, you've got to feel for the Spain captain there.
Well, let's compile that misery and stick this ball in the goal.
But it's a really good from James. She received it at her back to goal, and then she just used her opposing player just as like a pivot and just did a lovely little turn and just laid that pass beautifully into Charles.
I think that one might be broken, but that 100% possession rate doesn't feel
England have touched the ball.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of those where if I'm live, I'm hounding the referee. If I'm in the grunt, I'm shouting, I'm screaming. That's the worst foul I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If you're being rational, that's a great tackle. Lauren James puts it in the near post. Forces a good stop at Catalina Cole. It's one of those you're only going to get that away with that if you catch the keeper out.
Yeah.
But Cole's alert to that. That's a good save.
I like I haven't seen this before. The Toon also stood over it, who just ran straight at the wall and the goalkeeper as fast as she could.
Corner goes short to Jess Park. Now to Toon. Toon puts it in there. They try and flick it up in the air. Not going to work. And now Spain can counter. And it's Aitana Bonmati leading the counter charge. Neve Charles, though, snuffs it out really well. Just stands her up, takes the ball away. And now lifts it out wide to Lauren James. This game is opening up a bit now. England coming forward. Great ball from Lauren James. Russo won't get there, but that does force Carmona to put it out for a corner. And it does feel now the crowd is getting up for this game. England coming forward with a bit more intent.
And we've seen this before for whoever she's playing for. Once Lauren James gets into a game, it starts to kick into life.
That's a good ball.
Yeah, Russo
can't quite get there.
But it's the run, and this is what we've seen from Russo before. It's the run is enough to cause a problem.
Yeah.
She is realistically she isn't gets that ball, but she's made the move. She's got two centre halves there who are primarily focusing on what she's doing. Another corner from LJ. England just don't get enough on it. But Lauren James gets on the ball in a football game and it just sparks into life and her team starts playing much better.
Finds Bright. Now Clinton. I feel like England don't seem to realise the advantage they have at the moment, given the height of their players.
I like how from a corner for the next kind of 30 seconds, Millie Bright just stays up there as a target forward. What a
great
ball.
If Lauren James is onside here, which she is, it's a great chance for England. Huge save from Catalina Cole at point blank range, and it's out now for a corner.
What a ball from Millie Bright that is. And again, Lauren James making moves, getting involved and causing problems. She was offside, but everyone closed their eyes.
I think the angle's deceiving there.
Potentially. It was close.
It's closer than it looks from that angle, put it that way. I think she may still have been offside, to be fair.
It's a good
Not
save.
bad from Lauren James. It's a tough angle to do any more.
She's going to go alone there. The pass wasn't really on.
Corner play short, goes back to James. James into the box, headed on. It will be kept alive here by England, but it's headed away from the goal. Grace Clinton up against Ona Battier. Wants to take her on. Lovely movement from Clinton. Now back to Niamh Charles. Charles here can swing it into the box. No intention though behind that. Cross falls to Ella Toon. It strikes a Spain player and it's another corner for England.
Really good pressure this from England. The home side have woken up in the last 5-10 minutes. I think that ball through from Lauren James to Niamh Charles, winning that slightly dubious free kick, has sparked something in this England side, and they are up for it, and Wembley is right behind them. And that magically, one moment, and the game completely shifts. And England are right in this contest. Another corner. There was a push there in the penalty area, and I think Williamson's furious.
I was going to say, I can't believe that's not been given. Ball sent forwards for England. Right, kept it alive on her back. It's given though as offside. I want to see a replay of that one.
Bright and Williamson were absolutely... It looked so blatant because there was no one else around them. Alexandri...
That's a blatant penalty.
That's a penalty.
How the referee has not noticed that. That's a... It's right in eye line.
Yeah.
That is a stonewall penalty. Alexandri is incredibly lucky because she pulls Williamson to the ground.
And I guess
that should be a pen.
Some of them get missed when they're amongst bodies, but they're the only two players in on that kind of edge of the area.
And even if the ref manages to miss it, which she can't, it's right in front of her. There's two linesmen there, two line people who can see that.
Yeah.
Assistant referees, I can't believe that's been missed.
That's a really weird one
to me.
You get a lot of pushes and pulls in the penalty area, but
to get dragged across the penalty box like that and that not be given is bizarre.
I think Williamson's run starts at the edge of the area.
Does really well to take on Olga Carmona. Park shrugged off by Paraluelo, but Park's a fighter and she wins it back. England throw in now.
Really good stuff from England though. And where has this performance been? We haven't seen a 10 minutes like this from England in a very in the last few international breaks.
And the goal, by the way, in the other game in Group 3, Portugal take the lead against Belgium. Belgium 0, Portugal 1. And that would see them climb to top of the group.
Portugal, I think they've looked really good.
It's a good ball throw, cut out wonderfully by Paredes. Strong chance from Russo in there. Strong but fair. Park caught really by Carmona, does well to turn away from her. Ball into the box there. But that's going to go into the hands of Catalina Cole.
Really strong. Russo is another player tonight who just, even recently, for club and country, just seems to have the bit between her teeth. Just putting herself about. She backs herself to win the ball back. She backs herself to beat the defender in a challenge. And it's why she scored so many goals. Because she is top of her game at the moment.
Hortz Couture says, Barca needs to rethink signing Alexandri. Well, it's one of those, isn't it, where at the start of the season it felt like a foregone conclusion that she would be a Barcelona player upon the expiry of her contract.
Yeah.
I do wonder if it's just sort of taken that mental toll this season where she's already there, because she's been so poor for City this season. But it's at the point now where we've got three months left of the season, and then obviously the Euros, and it just feels that why would Barcelona want her now? Where we currently are, I don't see the appeal for Barcelona with where she's at with her game. So I find it's an interesting one. But she's still a top player when she's on it, and I think that'll be what Barcelona focus on. All down the line now, looking for Ona Battier. Brilliant defending from Lauren James. Battier pauses to the ground, and I'd be surprised. She will avoid, though, going into the book. But that is a surprising one.
Lauren,
the ball.
this is what... Lauren James is enjoying herself out there. She is just in complete control of this football match. She's got players all over the place.
She's interested tonight.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. She's on it. And I think when Lauren James is on it, she's a very, very difficult player to stop. And people have laughed at me when I said this before, but I think she's up there with the best in the world. If not the best in the world. Because if she wants to win the game of football, she will for her side, because she's that good.
It's that desire and that kind of mental side of the game that I think has lacked at times this season for Lauren James. But we saw it against Everton. She just decided, right, I'm going to go win this game, and look what she did. And tonight, she looks up for it. I mean, in half an hour, the likes of her and Ella Toone have had more shots than they did in the whole of the Portugal game. Much, much better from England across the board.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. Players like Lauren James, players like Ella Toone, when they play better, the whole team plays better. Because that's the kind of effect those kind of players have.
Yeah. Alex says Mappy and Irina clear of Alexandri. I agree, but it should be a very capable third choice, especially with Ingrid Engen looking at other options. We know there's interest from Lyon in the January window. So I think that would be a nice option. I'd also expect that with those centre-back options, she'll go back to playing right-back. Another incomplete cross for the way by old Carmona. And she was offside. Add that to the list.
Really good discipline from that England line as well. But yeah,
it's a good job Carmona scored that World Cup goal. Because if not, I don't think she'd be in this Spain team.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't see what she offers over Leo or Harvey at all.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't rate. Like, you see, some people say that don't think Harvey's that good. I think she's been very decent in the last couple of years for Man City.
She's a solid and reliable player.
I think she's never really one of those that's put into like those conversations of best left back or best player. She just does a good job, and sometimes what you need.
She doesn't. She wouldn't be in the bracket of those elite fullbacks like your Fridolin or Rolfos. Who else is in that conversation? Because I'd personally put Niamh Charles there. I'm not sure how many people would. I think she's in that conversation though. I don't think McCabe is. Well, a lot of people would put her in there, but I just don't think she is. Brilliant turn from Russo there. Take it away from Paredes. Bearing in on goal. Brilliant try. Takes a shot. It's blocked. England, can they put it over the line? They can. Jess Park scores. And it's England 1, Spain 0. Great start here for the Lionesses. A good last 15 minutes and the breakthrough's there, and Wiegman comes running down the stairs at Wembley because England lead by a goal to 0. It wasn't pretty in the manner it came about, but it was all deserved by Russo's darting side. England 1, Spain 0.
Alessia Russo, take a bow. That is simply phenomenal. This is her goal. Although it's Park that's put it in, it's beautiful play down the left-hand side. And again, Russo, just sharp. She's on it. Brilliant movement. Super turn to spin
Paredes, the dummy, and then bursts away from her and comes inside. And Mendes gets all wrong-footed. The shot from Russo isn't great. Paredes decides to clear it back into the path of England
players. I don't think Paredes means to block this, to be honest. It
comes off of Mendes and hits Paredes. It falls for Jess Park, who just about pokes it home. And that means England lead here at Wembley. England 1, Spain 0.
And that's deserved. A brilliant 10-15 minutes. England have just switched it on like that. And again, this is where the doubts start to disappear for teams. Because although it hasn't, I'm not saying England are back to their best, but the last 15 minutes that we've seen of this football match has been some of the best football we've seen from England since the Euro, since the World Cup. Yeah. And this is the thing. When England turn it on, when teams of England's quality decide to turn up and play football, they are unstoppable.
The last 15 minutes has been the best I've seen England since the Euros. The first 15 minutes was predictably slow, predictably cagey.
Yeah.
But the last 15 minutes, there's a freedom to England's attack that we've not seen. And again, this is where we question it. And I think that rightfully we question, was Wiegman right to go with the same team that drew with Portugal? But this is why. Because these players look confident tonight. These players look like they want to be there. There's a desire to put things right after what was a disappointing result on Friday night. And the performance, especially the second 15 minutes of this first half, really, really strong. And England coming forwards again now in their numbers. Bronze wants to take on Carmona. Carmona folds under the pressure, and that one is giving us a free kick.
But I don't
Bronze there a bit overzealous.
Don't mind that from Bronze. She's really up for this. England are up for this. And as you say, we know the players are good enough. It's that case of have they got that that strength, that 110%, and it's that wanting, as you say. Lauren James has decided she wants to win this football game. Russo's been unstoppable in recent weeks. All of England's quality is playing to the top of their game in this.
It also feels like Lauren's been given a lot more freedom tonight. And that's made a huge difference.
Yeah, she's been a lot more central.
She's been everywhere.
Yeah.
I've seen her on the right, I've seen her on the left, I've seen her drifting around. The goal there, she was nowhere near the left-hand side. And I think that freedom just makes her such a better player. But it's why, for Chelsea, I think she's better in attack midfield, because she has more freedom there.
But again, we talk about making players better. By her drifting there...
Paralluelo takes aim from range, and that looked like it might just dip in. But it's wide of the mark, and that could have really been a blow to England's confidence.
And that's just a bit of a warning sign that Spain are still Spain, and they are still there.
And they will just pass to Paralluelo, who will just pull out a shot like that.
You give Paralluelo half a yard, and she's going to do that. And that was destined for the top corner, just wide. Hampton would have done well to get there. That's literally just skimmed the post.
No one gets close enough to her, quick enough there. Hawker Chair says, and if Carmona is something, it's not solid and reliable. Couldn't agree more. Laurette's very happy with that England goal. Alex says, Spain defence midfield doesn't look solid. And their attack does, though. They keep coming forwards now. Again, determined to put right the goal really they've just conceded. Brilliant that. From Charles and Welsh, they're working together.
England had 5 shots against Portugal in the whole game. They've already had 4 tonight. England want this game. They want to go out and win it. Every single player in England shirt tonight has played superbly.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when 11...
Oh, not for the first 15. First 15 was messy.
Yeah, but no one played. I don't think anyone played well in that. Spain did have more of the ball, agreed. But yeah, it's England have woken up. That's the thing. It wasn't like that. It's weird because it wasn't that slowly growing into the game. It was like suddenly a light bulb went off. And everyone in an England shirt started playing incredibly.
Caldente hounded there by Grace Clinton. Thought it goes back to Mendes. Now Caldente again. Ball goes long. Williamson wins the initial contact. Falls to Garcia. Tries to go back to Bonmati, who gets away with that in there. Shot now from range, and that is saved well by Hannah Hampton. That was the strike from Aitana Bonmati.
Again, England... Fortunate, you cannot give Bonmati that kind of space outside the area. Luckily, it's drilled straight to Hampton. But if that's either side of the goalkeeper, there's a very good chance that that's 1-1. And that's a couple. We have Paralluelo and Bonmati just testing with some efforts from range. England have got to be careful.
Hawk Couture says, you can't have Madrid defenders in your backline. Mendes and Carmona are liabilities. I don't think they're the best defenders, but I don't think you can blame them massively for the goal. Yes, neither of them have defended particularly well, and England have had success down that side. But the goal came because Irene Paredes was shrugged off way too easily.
Oh, Jess Park's having fun.
By Russo. And then she lost the foot race. And that will be a concern. Yeah. Park is playing brilliantly. And she's getting fouled there by Caldente and by Carmona, but she's just going to keep taking on Carmona. Carmona's committed the foul. And how is that a goal kick then, referee?
Because even if the third one wasn't, the advantage pulls back for the first or the second.
No idea. The decision behind that.
And that's harsh on Park, because I think if she goes down there, she gets the free kick. But the fact she chooses to keep going means that she doesn't actually get a foul.
Yeah. Because she's pulled all the way there by Olga Carmona. Carmona gets caught out 3 times.
Yeah.
Garcia. Poor pass, falls for Clinton. It's given, though, as a foul earlier on in the move. Let's pull back for a Spain free kick.
But yeah, I do, as you say, Paredes has really struggled tonight. Russo, and this is the thing with Alessia Russo, is that on her day, this season, she has caused problems for, I don't know how it's been given Spain's way, no idea. But yeah, this season she's caused she would have caused any centre-half in the world of problems. I think that's a bit... Carante is literally...
Russo?
Yeah.
Didn't cause Natalie Bjorn any problems.
No, she didn't.
Bjorn had her in her pocket.
Perhaps the only 2 centre-halves that she hasn't caused issues for. And Laetitia and Turner, but I think she might have scored in that game anyway. I think she was the one who scored for Arsenal in that 1-1 draw against United.
Yeah, I think so.
Incredible this season, Russo. And it's good to see, because I think there were a lot of questions after her first campaign at Arsenal.
Yeah. Here is Alexandra under pressure from Ella Toon. Now Samuel Paralluelo. Being hounded there by Niamh Charles. Brilliant pressure from Charles. Paralluelo does manage to get that ball back to Catalina Cole.
Aim for England will be to get into half-time at 1-0 up. Because I think the last 5 minutes is just starting to shift back to what we saw at the beginning.
Here's Olga Carmona. Mariona Caldente. Plays a pass forward. Garcia tries to quick link up. That should be cut out by Williamson. Interception's missed. Pass now inside to Bonmati. Bonmati to Paralluelo. Paralluelo wants to cut inside. Good defending though from England. Clinton clears it, but it's kept alive by Irene Paredes. Now Battier. Bonmati. On a Battier. Now inside for Paralluelo, and can she make something happen? She's going to drift inside, take a shot again, but it's straight down the throat of Hannah Hampton.
Yeah. Again, well managed by England. James and Park dropping back is helping them massively because it just stops Spain having an overload in any area. Because England are doing so well at getting in and getting back. Really good stuff. And again, it's a shot. As much as I say England will be careful because these shots are ranged, but if England limit Spain to only shots outside the area, then it's going to take something special for Spain to get a level in this game. Now, with the likes of Bonmati and that on the pitch, that's not, you've got to be careful that you can't rely on that.
Yeah.
Because something special could turn up out of nowhere, but
Clinton,
it's better.
with the freedom of Wembley to drive into there, goes to Ella Toon. Toon now slots it in behind. That's ambitious. That pass through to Lauren James. Battier go back to Cole, and that will be smashed forwards.
What a difference that is. From the first 15 minutes, every pass was safe. But, Toon is now trying that ambitious pass.
Yeah.
I mean, Millie Bright's trying to do chest passes, which didn't quite work.
I'm not really sure.
It was more of a shoulder
what
pass,
intention
wasn't it?
was there.
It's like a knock off the shoulder. Didn't really work.
I think she tried to chest it down
Yeah.
and got it horribly wrong. Gave
Essentially.
possession back to Spain quite cheaply.
Yeah.
But yeah. Spain now looking to come forwards. Lovely pass inside from Pina. That's one back in there though, well by Brighton, then smashed clear by Niamh Charles. Going to drop in there for Mendes, whose touch isn't on point. Goes inside there. Brilliant dribbling from Pina, who goes wide into Olga Carmona. Tries to cut it back. It falls to Walsh though. And now England can break. Toon, Clinton. Back to Ella Toon. That is a poor pass though. I feel for Clinton there because that will look like she's been dispossessed too easily. But Toon can see the player coming behind.
I think if she's going to pass it, she's got to tell Clinton there's a player there.
Lucky says, "Hey lads, welcome to the stream. Lucky, good to see you. As always." As we approach half time here at Wembley, England leading by a goal to nil. It does always feel like that lead is precarious when you're playing against Spain. Caldente to Pina. Pina now to Olga Carmona, cuts it back. Chance now for Spain. Bonmati saved wonderfully by Hannah Hampton. Now Paralluelo. Aitana Bonmati goes wide. Irene Paredes loops it in there, and it's Millie Bright's header away. And Alexandri cushions that header down and just about holds on to possession for Spain. Bonmati. Now Paredes. Back to Bonmati.
England are getting deeper and deeper here.
Yeah.
Got to find a way just to get themselves relief.
But on the flip side, Spain are getting higher and higher. If they can win the ball back here, and Paredes is pretty much playing as a right back there. That's how high that's the Spain team was. Walsh wins it back in there. Blatant foul from Claudia Pina.
Still no card. I think she's
Not sure that's not a card.
Yeah. I feel for Paredes because she's the only one that's been booked. I think the players on both.
Shouldn't.
Yeah, both sides you could have potentially seen a couple of cards.
That is blatant delay of a counter attack.
But talking to, so that's an upgrade on just letting her walk off.
Yeah.
But as you say, England, Walsh wins the ball back, and I think Pina has to do that because Spain were very high, as you say, and England could have caused some issues.
Yeah. Ball down the line doesn't quite come off. This will be an England throw. Like I said, surprising selection has been pinpointed so far. Hannah Hampton's so good at the distribution. Only one shaky is maybe two. I have to disagree. I don't think anyone for England's been bad. I definitely wouldn't say that Toon's been bad. Perhaps not shined as much as others. But I don't think she's been poor in any way. Lauren's been fantastic and she's on the ball again now. Clinton's been excellent. Park's been excellent. Everyone's played their part. James lifts it towards the back post. Doesn't quite come off. Bronze will try and keep it alive. and does take the ball there off Claudia Pina. Flicks it past her and will try and burst around her and does really well to force the corner there. Bronze has been brilliant as well tonight.
Honestly, the 45 minutes against Portugal and then the 45 minutes today against Spain, Lucy Bronze has been absolutely superb.
Let's learn from our mistakes though and not suffer off with Jess Carter now. Because Carter couldn't do that if he had 100 tries at it.
Yeah. But yeah, as you say on Toon, at the end of the day, when you have so many creators, unless you're winning 9-0 against some team that are a lot weaker than you, not all the creators can shine. There's no way that Clinton, Park, James and Toon can all have a stellar game because they can't all be on the ball.
Yeah. Lauren James whips it in the box. And neither Williamson or Bright can get there, but it will be kept alive here by Clinton. Now has Bate on her back. Here's Niamh Charles. Smashes it in there to try and keep it alive. Caldente with a unusual pirouette to hold on to, well, stop the ball going forwards. Spain in possession now, though. And Matthew Simon says, good show, thanks. Thank you for tuning in, Matthew. Appreciate it massively. Alex says, that should be a clear yellow for Pina. 100%. No idea how that wasn't given at the time. Batia coming forwards. Back now to Alexandri. And as Spain are coming forwards, that is half-time here at Wembley Stadium. England lead Spain by a 1-0 thanks to an early goal from Jess Park. It's been a really good performance from England so far. Shaky first 15 minutes. Since then, though, it's hard to say England have been anything but the better side. A really, really impressive performance. Bernie, welcome to the stream. Says, hey guys, hope you're well. Lux says the connection between LJ and Charles is just a joke. Indeed. And in general, Lauren James has been absolutely phenomenal today. England on a whole, though, Harry, very, very good start.
Yeah, really, really good. As you say, it was a nervy first 15 minutes for both sides, but Spain were the ones on the ball. Garcia had an effort that crashed against the crossbar, and it did look like that Spain were going to be the ones who had the better chances and be in control of the game. And then around 15, 20 minutes, Lauren James had received the ball back to goal, spun her player, played a beautiful ball into Charles, who got well, I say taken out. She got tackled by Paredes. It was given a foul. Paredes was booked. And that moment seemed to have just sparked England into life, from nothing.
Well, it was the first time that England actually got out of their half, and James burst down that left-hand side, and it felt like England in that moment, they had a bit more belief. And I wonder if there was a tactical instruction before that, because suddenly an England player took a risk. An England player made a run in behind, and there was a ball played through, and England tried to come forwards. And that was the first time in the half it happened. And then from then, it was a constant flurry, a constant wave of England chances, and it felt eventually the goal had to come.
Yeah, very much so. As you say, England corners, there must have been 3 or 4 at least in that sequence. And it was just England for 15 minutes just gave it absolutely everything. They were knocking the ball around beautifully. Spain just could not keep up. And that is a very rare thing to say when one side are moving the ball around and Spain just couldn't handle it. And as you say, Alessia Russo, absolutely phenomenal. And this is the thing with Russo, she won't get a contribution. That won't be recorded as a statistic. But that goal was her goal. And even though Jess Park was the one to put it in, the run, the turn to spin Paredes, to come inside and to get the shot away, absolutely superb. And a player that is playing absolutely brilliantly at the moment for Arsenal and for England, top of her game, and it proved right there. And eventually the shot was blocked, bounded to Park, and the actual goal was a bit scrappy, but the play before it, the play that led to the goal, absolutely beautiful. And England thoroughly deserved to be leading.
Yeah, the best 45 minutes I've seen of England really since the Euros. I know a lot of people will say the World Cup, but I don't think we're very good in that tournament. I don't think we've been particularly good in any of the friendlies or games since, even though we have kept winning, or kept a rather positive record in that time. So, yeah, I think it's been a marked improvement, and to do it against Spain, I think is poignant, and I think important going into this summer, of course. And if we were to hold on to a result here, that would be an incredibly important 3 points when we consider the context of the Nations League.
Yeah, and that, as you say, that could be absolutely huge, because suddenly we go from Spain being the only side that are top to Portugal and England being joint top in the group, and Spain the ones with work to do. And obviously, Spain, there's still a long way to go. England have got to go.
Portugal give England a good game. There's no reason they couldn't give Spain.
Belgium should have beaten, if not drawn to Spain, somehow lost incredibly. But yeah, a really, really good performance. And I think from England, credit to Wiegman. There's been a lot of doubt. There's been a lot of questions raised over the last couple of months. And you think about USA. England played cautious. They played a bit more defensive, and they played like the underdogs. And in the first 15 minutes, that's what was happening. And then I think at some point, Wiegman's just gone, do you know what? I've had enough of this. We're the reigning European champions. We're the World Cup finalists. We've got to retain our trophy in a few months' time. And England have gone for it in the last the half an hour of that half. England just went for it. They played like the better side. They played like the big hitters. The side that were feared across 2022 and 2023. And it's a stark contrast to a side who I think have been very reserved, very patient, and a little bit too nice to teams. England have come out tonight and they've put Spain to the sword. They've caused them problems. The likes of Bronze and Russo are being really assertive. They've been really harsh. And sometimes it leads to a foul, but more often than not, it's coming out positively for England. And credit to Lucy Bronze, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal in that first 45.
Indeed, and it's part of what's been a much better showing from Bronze over the last few months. Bernie picking out a performance as well, saying England from minute 15 onwards were excellent. Spain truly rattled at times. Bronze, Charles, LJ and Park, ridiculous. Indeed, and they're the 4 players I think I'd pick out from that first half as well. I'd say Russo has also been good, but the difference with Russo is it's just what we've come to expect this season.
Yeah,
she's not scored, so she's not done it. She's not excelled. Yeah. She's just done what we expected from her. She is now an elite forward, and I think that's been a huge change this season. Slagers is getting the best out of her, and we're seeing those dividends pay off in on the international stage as well. So that's really important. Hortical Chair saying, by the way, don't forget Paredes is on a yellow. I don't know what more she could have done with Russo without risking another yellow or a penalty.
That is true.
She could have won the ball back fairly. It is an option. But I get that you can't risk as much.
Once she spun her, she can't do anything about it. It's the thing for her.
Yeah, you can't drag her down. Yeah. You can't foul her. So, yeah, I get your point there. But I think she could have... she could have not been spun by Alessia Russo.
Yeah, she could have prevented it, but once it's happened, she's kind of left with no answers.
Russo had that pace advantage, so it's very difficult for her to keep up. Like he says, took time to get into the game, since then been good, have to keep momentum, can't sleep second half, completely agree. Maria says, did Bronze pick up a knock in the last few minutes? I hope not, because if I see Jess Carter coming on at half time, I'm walking out. Not watching the same 45 minutes that we watched.
No slight on Jess Carter, but I just don't think she's there at the moment.
Penalty appeal on the screen, by the way. It's Stonewall.
It's a penalty.
Is there any way you can justify that not being a penalty?
Williamson's
reaction. Spain fans in chat, please feel free to give it your best attempt, but that is a Stonewall penalty. Not sure how that's not given. Don't know what Praise is doing there either.
Spain are rattled. Who said it? I don't like using that word because it just seems a bit...
Bernie used it.
Yeah, but it's spot on. Spain have been stunned a little bit. That first, I I don't know if this was part of Wiegman's master plan or not, but first 15 minutes.
Just Paredes puts pressure on. Doesn't expect Russo to spin her, and it's really good. It's all in the body positioning from Alessia Russo. When you watch this turn, she feints to the left. And we'll see it again now. It's brilliant from Clinton. Not so. She looks to the left, feints to the left, and then moves to the right. It's fantastic work from Alessia Russo. Top play. And that's what we've seen that's been different this season from Russo. And that creates the goal. And I think that's such an important change in her game now. She's so much more effective, Alessia Russo. Absolutely excellent. And Park will get credit, rightfully so, for putting the ball in the back of the net. But that goal, the credit all goes to Alessia Russo. Brilliant stuff.
But yeah, I think that Spain... First 15 minutes, they felt like, okay, this will be another game where another team sits back, we have control, we're going to dictate the tempo, we're going to control the game, and then we'll eventually score. But then after that first 15 minutes, I think they have been caught out, and they don't like it. Teams like Spain do not like it when teams come at them, and we've seen it with Man City in the WSL this season. They don't like it when teams take the game to them and take control. Because suddenly they lose a bit of their sense and they're, oh, hang on a minute, we're meant to be controlling this game and now we're being ran through and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the England goal came, was there was 10 minutes there where England were completely overloading them and Spain just were just caught off guard. They didn't know what to do. They had no idea. they couldn't have told you what their names were at that point in the match.
And that's the only caveat with the performance is usually England want to be the possession dominant side.
Yeah.
I much prefer watching this brand of football where we're very transitional. And the reason it works is because Spain want to dictate the tempo. They want to slow the game down. They want to control it because that ensures they're going to hold on to the ball for longer and they're going to create more chances that way. But with England's willing to send more players forward, be a bit more transitional with the game, it creates a problem for Spain. Because when they don't have the ball, they've got to track back. When they do, it's not in the sort of settled shape that they'd like to have the ball, and it has created issues. England, by moving the ball quickly, by being very transitional tonight, has made a huge difference. By stretching the pitch with players like Russo, with the wide players as well, looking to make runs in behind, with the quality in passing that you've got from players like Brighton Williamson, who can pick out those long balls, it means England are making this pitch very big. Yeah. Wembley's a big pitch anyway. It feels even bigger because of the stadium around it. And they're using every inch of it at the moment, England. And that's what's causing Spain problems. They're getting dragged around the pitch. And it's been really impressive from England.
And one player that loves that style of football is Lucy Bronze. The other best example was that if you are, I think that Bronze's best game in a Chelsea shirt this season was Manchester City at home, when Chelsea were a little bit more defensive, and then every time they got the ball, they turned it over and they took Man City on.
Well, to be fair, in that game, it's her defensive work that was really impressive. Tonight, we've seen her be very offensive.
Both sides of the pitch, to be fair.
She's really contributed well defensively as well. But it helps when you've got two fullbacks who are very, very good in attacking areas, and you've got the defensive solidity created by just dropping Walsh, dropping obviously Walsh deeper, but having Clinton and Toon as well operating a little bit deeper than they're used to. You do just have that 2-3 rest defence, which offers you that security while still be able to push forwards in numbers. So it's been really, really impressive stuff from England. I also don't think Spain's out of possession football is particularly good. They're probably not used to not having the ball. And so we've seen them get pulled apart a bit. It helps as well that it's not their full strength 11. I don't think Mendes had a particularly good game. And I think the relationship and the understanding between Mendes and Paredes perhaps isn't there. So they're all contributing factors, but take nothing away from this England performance. Really impressive first 45. The emphasis now, the impetus has to be on what will the second half look like, because we saw Portugal. The first half was fine.
Yeah.
The second half, it all fell apart, and they looked like a shell of that first team. So of the first half. So provided Bronze isn't injured, we should see the same team. I want to see them building on that performance.
Yeah. As you say, it's important that we remember that Spain certainly weren't playing at their best in that half, but they also did have chances. As we said, Garcia hit the crossbar. They had a few blocked attempts. They've had, Bonmati's had a couple from range. Paralluelo had a really, really close shot, or a long range that went really close. So they have threatened Spain. They are still a very, very good side. Bonmati forced a really good save at Hampton. Hannah Hampton's had a really, really good game tonight. But that's what you've got to do. When you look at teams who beat England, their goalkeeper, or whoever it is, the goalkeeper has to have a good game. We've seen Hampton do it for Chelsea this season. We've seen top teams do rely on their goalkeeper. It's part of football sometimes. So it's been really good to, Hampton's made some big saves, kept England in it, and England have thrived on that. But it, as you say, big 45 now, because if England drop that standard any lower, Spain will be right there to snap it up. But at the level England are playing at now, Spain can't do anything about it. It's one of those where if England play like that for an hour 45, Spain will carve this pitch and just have to admit that England were the better side and move on from it. Because that's the kind of level that England produced in that first half. But it's going to be very difficult to keep that up, especially based on what we've seen in the last couple of months. But who knows? I wasn't expecting this level of performance in that first half. So I don't know what to expect in the second half.
Hawk says she won the ball fairly the first time, still got a yellow. I think talking about Paredes 100%.
Yeah.
There wasn't a foul on Niamh Charles. It's good body positioning from Niamh Charles. It fools the referee, but no, that wasn't a yellow card. Matthew Simon says, I can't stream it. Keep up the great commentary. Thank you, Matthew. Preethu Mazio says, told you the injuries, England will win. Which big saves? I think referencing Hannah Hampton there. Well, she denied Bonmati from fairly close range, which is a very impressive stop. So I definitely put that one in there. Bernier says, Wiegman should make changes. May I suggest taking off Bright, LJ, Charles, Bronze and Walsh? Yeah, maybe Hampton as well. But yeah, no, I completely agree. That's my only problem now with England basically just being the Chelsea team, is that I want them all to come off, but I also want England to keep them on to win.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a difficult one, but it's a frustrating one because we should have rotated more against Portugal. we used our full-strength players and still didn't get the result.
Yeah.
That then is a frustrating one because over the international break now, Charles is going to have played 180 minutes if she gets to the end of this game, which she probably will because we don't take another left back. It's either that or Carter comes on the left back, which I'm not sure what I prefer right now.
Yeah.
Lauren James is probably going to play 180 minutes over this international break. Millie Bright probably going to have played 180 minutes over this international break. Obviously, Bronze would have only played 45 in the first one, but that would still be 135 minutes over the international break. So, yeah, it's not ideal from a Chelsea point of view. Kira Walsh, another one who would have played every minute of the international break. So it's a difficult one. But that is what you expect when you have those top players. Legacy caps being handed out as well here by England. A couple of players involved. Ellen White was one there. There was Rachel Williams, Farrah Williams,
Tony Duggan, who was also celebrated before the game.
Nice to see.
Which with her family to a very strong Wembley, which is good. But yeah, England. I mean, it helped if they had those players as well to bring onto the pitch. But that'll be the big moment.
In their prime.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not now. No offense to them, but I don't want Farrah Williams right now. I don't think she should be quite up the standard. But yeah,
in the heels.
Yeah. It really depends when those subs come on as we get later into the game. How is that going to change? How's that dynamic going to shift? Maybe Keats will come on and score a double, and everyone will love her again. No, carry on. No, just like, oh my god, she's back in an England shirt.
Well, it will be Spain to get us back underway here. Garcia knocks it back, and we're back underway here at Wembley. England leading by a goal to nil. 45 minutes to play, though. An important 45 minutes in this Women's Nations League. The question for England, though, I think now, is good performance so far. Can they keep that up? But also, how do you fit all of England's best players in? Why is Lucy Bronze down injured?
I was about to say, Lucy Bronze is now back up, but she's hobbling.
And Garcia's in for England. Brilliant tackle. In for Spain, sorry. And Parks poked that out of play. That will give chance for Bronze to get back up, and she is in some discomfort here. She is not moving freely. Just hobbling. Don't take the risk, Bronze. Just come off as quickly as possible. Get Laetitia on there.
Yeah, I don't know how you get Laetitia, please.
Not Carter.
Hopefully, I'm guessing she's going to run it off in terms of it's just a contact injury rather than anything too serious. But the half she's having, she'll want to stay on.
It's cut out there by Williamson. Falls now to Mariona Caldente. Now Batie. Caldente. Paraluelo. Cuts in, wants to make something happen. Bonmati. Back out wide. Can Spain forge an attack here? Batie, Paraluelo, back to Batie. Chance now for Spain. Takes aim. It's wide, but that was too easy. Mariona Caldente going close.
Really
England
tiny.
Have got to be careful.
Yeah, again, warning signs. Spain playing some really nice football. It's 1-2 between Caldente and Paraluelo. Just takes 3 England players out of the game, and that is just wide from the Arsenal midfield up, but too easy from England. And no one, someone could have got nearer before she shoots there. You'd expect Caldente to find that top corner.
Coming forwards, and Carmona concedes a throw, much to her frustration. I love she complains every single decision over Carmona, and they are never right.
Yeah, she gets taken out, fair enough.
But she's never right, and she always complains.
She's not had a good
incredible. Game. I'm not sure what she expects to happen. The lineup's not going to see her protest and overturn a throw.
Yeah.
Here's Bright. Walsh. Lovely pass forwards into Grace Clinton. Clinton, you can see her looking for the run of Russo in there. Park had come narrow, so England didn't really have a wide option. Walsh tries to slot that through. It's an ambitious one, and Cassie Nicole quick off her line to come and claim it. Pupi Mazia says, Chelsea players complaining about no rest. It's ridiculous with such a big squad. It's not ridiculously big squad. There still has to be 25 players to fit in WSL registration. So it's no bigger than any other squad. It's just that they've got a lot of talent.
It's the same thing with it. Doesn't really matter how big your squad is. I think you want your best and biggest players to be rested. You know, if from an Arsenal point of view, I think they'd love to see Russo, Caldente, Williamson all subbed off tonight.
Because while Chelsea have different options and players who can come in and rotate, Garcia, that's a brilliant run. She's in a great position. Hampton with a good save. Great save with the feet there, but England, sluggish.
Yeah, just switched off. You have to be alert. That's a superb run from Garcia and a great ball threaded through, and a really good, smart save from Hannah Hampton. Just knocks it away with her feet. But Spain have started this second half really well.
Matti powers past Kira Walsh. Pass, though, is inaccurate, and that's Niamh Charles's ball. She'll play it out of play. But it does feel England are back-to-backs against the wall defending.
Caldente it was. It's Charles.
Ruled on side by Niamh Charles, just not being in position.
And that's not even close. The rest of the line have gone up to the edge of the area, and Charles is firmly in that penalty area.
Barrel away low, and that goes over.
Oh, well, it's deflected, but no, really poor shot. But again, Spain being afforded time on the edge of the area to get a shot away.
But the thing is, though, I mean, obviously, I think Charles should step up anyway, but there's got to be more organisation in that back line.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally, she should be following it anyway.
I think
that one falls on her, but there's also got to be more.
There has been organisational issues for England. That one, the fact that 3 players, but we have seen it. That one was actually one of the better ones for England, where 3 players have gone, 1 hasn't. We've seen it at times where 2 players are playing a completely different line to the other 2 at the back line.
Yeah, or all 4 are playing different lines. It's a brilliant give and go between Park and Bronze. Pina quick to try and recover. Park wants to take him on now. Goes back to Bronze. Bronze just lifts that into the path of Park. Brilliant from Lucy Bronze. Park coming inside. Clinton takes aim, and that's an easy save for Katina Cole. Just doesn't get enough behind that, Grace Clinton.
Yeah, really good football again. Lucy Bronze absolutely superb. Her and Park linking up. I think Jess Park's got to back herself here, just to have a strike across goal, because who's it?
It's going to deflect if it doesn't go in.
Clinton would. I think she's looking just to loop it up into that far corner, but sometimes
what she's done brilliantly there, Park. She's come across the player.
Yeah.
So either the foul's committed or you're into the 6-yard box, and then she looks to pass. I don't know why she looks to pass there. I think she can have a shot.
Just got to have a go. And I think Clinton, you've got to drill it hard and low across the goalkeeper. Just tries to loop it up into that far corner.
Yeah.
And just doesn't quite catch it right.
No, the problem is it's sort of in her feet, so she doesn't have time to adjust it for the shot she wants. Here's Bonmati, shrugged off well by Kira Walsh. Mariona Caldente. And that's brilliant for England to regain possession. Caldente.
Assertive from Lauren
Charles.
James. Bizarre pass that from Charles. Just smashed it at James.
Bonmati knocks it wide, ball into the box. Brilliant from Bright to head away. Someone's got to react. Carmona's touch is poor though. And the shot opportunity is wasted. Cleared away though, so Spain.
Oh, the lights have gone out at
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Floodlights have gone out at Wembley.
Unless it's for some sort of memorial thing. Everyone's putting their phones on. I don't know.
You can't play football in the dark.
No, I know, but I don't know if it's just like, it's a minute silence on 51. Or whether someone's plugged something in and it's all gone boom.
Yeah.
Someone's plugged a dodgy toaster in.
Yeah. Someone in the executive lounge enjoying a nice...
Yeah.
Well, the board's still going, so come on, England.
So that must be running on a different... I love it.
Yeah.
The e-boards are still working.
Yeah.
The scoreboard.
Everyone's got their phone torches out. Oh, dear. Well...
It's quite a beautiful moment,
It is lovely, yeah.
The Wembley Arch lit up, and the E signs.
EE are loving this.
Yeah.
They're getting some brilliant broadcasting. But yes.
I feel like getting involved. I'll get my...
Oh, wait. Oh dear.
We want our lights back. We want our lights back.
Well,
hey, we've got our lights back. No, that was a good laugh. The lights are back on at Wembley. We can get back underway with the coverage.
That's good.
I like that they've cut to the crowd there.
Yeah.
Because it was in the dark and there was just the things, and then they flip the lights back on. There's a bloke turning into a donut.
He didn't have a clue what was going on.
Guy. Just live on ITV, scran the donut. Well, there we go. The lights are back on at Wembley and we can get back underway with the football.
Home of football, this is, ladies and gentlemen.
That's smart, because Spain were on the attack. Flip the lights off.
Weird they waited for the ball to go out of play. That's really like a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
And it was weirdly a minute, so you might have been right. But yeah, if anyone does know, I think it was just the lights going out.
Yeah. Caldente. No, Pina. I really hope it's someone's plugged in something dodgy and it's sent the whole stadium.
Hospitality around a great party.
Someone's like accidentally spilled some champagne on a charger. The whole of Wembley's gone out.
Wiped out the floodlights of Wembley.
It's Caldente. Someone forgot to put the money in for the meter.
Just sat.
Got the quid in.
Just sat on the floodlight switch.
Bonmati takes aim and it's just wide. But Spain are now flirting with a flurry of chances.
Spain will be encouraged by this. It's been all there in the first 10 minutes, and another one. Bonmati just skips away. Walsh has struggled tonight. Bonmati just skips away from her and gets a shot away. Again, it's from range, and again, it's wide. But you keep giving Bonmati these opportunities, and she will just curl that into the top corner.
Yeah, eventually.
Walsh has not had the best game of her career. Oh, Grace Clinton, what a run. Bronze.
Works with bronze, and struck off Caldente.
Battering ram. Just using a blocker. Love it from England. But really, that's heads up from Bronze, because she can see that her teammate's probably going to lose the ball. So she comes in and just takes it off her. Oh, it's really good hassling from Lauren James.
Lovely play. Lauren James now is offside.
Oh, she's got a
So
time.
if not, she was in for England.
Yeah. Really good from James to win it back initially and Russo to play it to her, but she's got to hold the run.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so tight.
There's just not a lot else she can do there because she can't not run.
Yeah. And because Russo's come in to take the ball, so Paredes has naturally stepped up.
Yeah. Well, double change. Oh, no, sorry, single change. The parallel is just really near the bench. Change going for Spain, and it's Leila Uahavi coming on. No surprise for Olga Carmona. I think anyone who's watched this game so far would have made the same change.
Only 55 minutes. For Olga Carmona speaks absolute volumes of how she's played today.
Yeah. But again, I am surprised she's considered the first choice in that position. Absolutely shocked. She's really rode high off of that World Cup winning goal.
The confidence from England today with the ball has been incredible, and it's such a difference.
Williamson into Clinton, now Park. Toon turns out, finds Charles. England looking so good in possession. Moving the ball left to right, and here's Lauren James, wants to take on Ona Battier, takes aim, and it's parried by Catalina Cole. Will be kept alive here by Grace Clinton. Clinton looks for the support of Bronze. Bronze lays a lovely pass into Toon. Toon has Clinton's support, can go alone though. Plays it into Park. Park though not with a shooting opportunity. So to Walsh it goes back, and now Clinton could swing it in the box. Opts to go back to Toon. They'll be patient here, England. Inside to Walsh. Walsh with options. Tries to put it in the box. Not a good ball. Mendes clears away. Kept alive though by Charles to Walsh to Bronze. The Chelsea trio currently occupying the middle of the park. Here is Bronze. Walsh. Lovely shimmy. Into Toon. Bronze. England need a bit more movement in that front line. Tries to lift it forward for Russo. Russo will compete. Brilliant battling. Clinton. Toon. Bronze. This is excellent.
What a move. If this ends in something good for England, it's incredible.
Out wide to Clinton. England still in possession. Walsh. Williamson. Back to Walsh.
This is when the waves would start.
Ball into the box. Head away by Spain, but it's going to drop in there for James. Battier does well to head it away from her. James wins it back.
Spain didn't touch the ball there for a good minute and a half.
Now Bright. Slots it through. Russo does well to get that under her control. Charles zips it out wide. Lauren James now. Toon. This is some of the best football I've seen from England. For any team in a long time. Brilliant in possession play. Just now, can they find that penetration? And Lauren James forced all the way back to Hannah Hampton. But it's such nice football from England.
But also
they didn't get a goal.
England, of course, Spain's pushed Spain so deep.
Russo. Brilliant. Finds Clinton. It's good defending from Harvey to get between Clinton and the ball. Here's Ona Battier. Paredes. Play it down the line. Parallel away though. Backs into Charles. Charles does well. That's not going to play. Spain throw on the first side.
What a move. Everyone in England share quality part of that.
Everyone touched it in that move.
I have to say, Russo's variety is absolutely incredible. Because 1 minute she's a bullish, bully hold-up striker. And the next minute she's running in behind and slotting it past the goalkeeper.
She's very multifaceted.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
Great ball through. England held the line well there, and Paraluelo's offside. And Bronze applauds, and that's the leadership
All three of them. Williamson, Bright and Bronze clapping each other for holding that line. That is superb from England. But that's the kind of reaction. And I love managers who also drew us into their sides. All three of them clapping away, having a great time. But I
thought
love
watching the Seals for a moment.
Yeah. I love when managers tell their defenders to applaud, to treat their work like they're scoring goals, like an attacker would. Cheer when you make a tackle. Yeah, and I've seen it at the top of the pyramid and the bottom of the pyramid. Cheer every tackle, cheer a header, cheer when you catch someone. I was like, superb organisation.
Here's Leah Williamson. Here's Bronze. Back to Williamson. Now Hampton. Just launches it forwards. It's just someone up there the ball will stick to. Harvey's header back. And Spain in possession.
Really good.
Now, it's Caldente.
Every time Spain touch the ball, England are doing so well just to hustle them backwards.
Yeah. These are the kind of games that I wish got clipped up on TikTok. These are the games that should be the hashtag women's football moments. Because this has shown top quality football from both sides. Harvey ball into the box. And that's flagged for offside though. Harvey went too early.
Really good organisation again. That line, England are getting that line right tonight. It's been brilliant. I love it. I love the contrast from how, tonight, England have gone from being that side of being a little bit cautious and have sat off and sat deeper. They are right in Spain's faces.
Yeah.
This is, I know we've got half an hour to go, but this is the kind of statement performance that England needs to bring tonight. Another long ball forwards. Parked again, doing well just to chase it down.
Putting that pressure on. And England will want to pen him in here. Mendes. We'll go back to a Harvey, and England will be happy to watch these two pass between them in the corner all night, unless they're going to win the ball back themselves. Russo, Bronze, slots it through, and I really like what she's trying to do, but Toon's not going to get there.
But again, the movement from Toon, really, we've seen that ball a few times, and it not quite, goal bound.
Pass into the half space tonight from Lucy Bronze have been ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Ridiculously good.
Yeah.
That's how they're breaking lines. Just really intelligent passes and movement from England.
If England keep up this standard for another half an hour, this Jamie going to be so enjoyable. And I haven't enjoyed because
England is usually a slog. This has been a thoroughly enjoyable watch. Fantastic football across the board from England. And a double change of foot for England. It's two wingers, Nikita Paris for England return and Chloe Kelly. Because she's Chloe Kelly. Clinton.
Risky. But I think what Wiegman is doing is she understands she reacted too late on Friday. But with half an hour to go, England are going to need legs in that front line to keep this press up.
Not quite enough on that to find its way to Lauren James, one backed by Ona Vatier. If this is for James and Park, though, arguably, bar the fullbacks, England's best players tonight, that would be truly bizarre. And I understand rotating those players because, they played a lot of football this season. But they're the best two players on the pitch.
Yeah.
Bar Charles and Bronze, who you don't really back up for.
I can see a bit of Slagers, and we could see Paris through the middle as well. I can see bringing Park off because she obviously, you might want to bring on a natural ringer. I can see bringing James and Russo off because I think you might have Bonpastor and Slagers on the blower.
Yeah, if Paris does come through the middle, though, I'd equally be
that would also be
annoyed because we saw Beaver Jones play on the right wing against Portugal when she's better through the middle.
Yeah. And
we would see Paris play through the middle against Spain when she's better on the right wing. I love Park's work ethic. I'll never to get there, though.
I think that'll be her last contribution. It looks like Russo's coming off.
Right. Poverty playing basketball. And now a double change for England, and it will be Alessia Russo coming off for Nikita Paris, making her England return for the first time in 2 years. Nikita Paris on the pitch in an England shirt. And then Jess Park coming off for Chloe Kelly. Because obviously chess players are not allowed to be rested.
Yeah, Lauren James has been too good tonight. But yeah, Park and Russo have been absolutely superb. I think this is energy. You got that thing. You remember James was one of the first to come off again on Friday against Portugal. So
James didn't come off.
Did she not?
James shifted inside, didn't
Oh
she?
yeah.
She...
Park's gone off both times.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for Russo to get a rest.
Taylor's on the phone.
Hello, I need some footballers.
Yeah. But he says, can't remember who said it, but I was listening to some podcast and they said bronze plays better on a bigger pitch. Might be true. Oh, 100%, I agree. I think you can take that both literally and metaphorically. She played better on the bigger stages.
Yeah.
But, I think she really shows up for
She's
those
a big
games.
game player.
But also, where the pitch is a bit wider and there's a bit more space, she flourishes. Because teams won't be able to mark a winger and a fullback overlapping.
Yeah.
And so they will be caught out.
Whereas, you overlap at King's Meadow and you end up in the stand.
You run along and Basil tripping you up.
Trying to give you a quality street.
Indeed.
Yeah, big 25 minutes now for England.
But it's no surprise our best performances of the season have come at Wembley and at Stamford Bridge. And hopefully in May, in the Jose Alvarez, is it?
I can't remember.
The Lisbon Stadium.
Yeah, it is in Lisbon.
Okay. Jose Alvarado.
Yeah.
Estadio. Which, of course, hosts the Champions League final. Spain coming forwards. That is well blocked by Bronze and rightfully given as an England goal kick.
Honestly, if in those kind of things, Bronze has won every single one. 50-50s in the corner. Defensively, she's won a goal kick. Offensively, she's won a corner. She's been, honestly... I think player of the match wouldn't be a good enough award for Lucy Bronze's performance tonight.
Yeah.
She deserves like a player of the week or something. I don't know what you would give him.
Yeah.
Free kick won there again by James.
Gabriela Garulis says Bronze played weak in my opinion versus the US at Wembley. That game in general though was weird.
England were weak. That was a problem. I think that was.
Well, both sides were.
Yeah.
US didn't have any of their front three, so they just came forwards, and it was Lynn Williams. It was
Thompson.
Yeah, did Alyssa Thompson play that one? I have to have a look now.
I saw her sister also got out.
Alyssa Thompson. It was Sears as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. She's like, no, it was an international friendly. Like, it was cool because Emma Hayes back at Wembley, but no one really cared around on the pitch.
I was annoyed. I took my friend to her first football game. I was like, it's England against the US. Surely it should be a great game at Wembley. 0-0.
Yeah.
Highlight was having a row with England.
Wow, this is getting interesting now because Spain will come back. Spain are not done in this game. They've proven that time and time again. It could be the 99th minute out of 99 and they'd still be in the game because they're Spain. Big 25 minutes now. And big for Paris and Kelly because they've got to come on and match the performance levels of what we've seen from every other England player. Lauren James does so well. We're back to go.
Yeah, England thrive.
Paris, that's what I like. Paris will do what Russo's been doing. Get in there, get stuck in. Paris is one of those really annoying players. Just constantly just getting at you as a defender. Annoying to play against. I'm not saying she's not annoying in general.
P3 Mercia wants everyone who doesn't play for Barcelona to get subbed off by this point. Oh yeah. Who would you put on then? P3 Mercia. You're saying take off Garcia. You said earlier take off Mendes, take off Alexandri.
Cadena will be disappointed because she's wanted to play at Wembley her whole life apparently.
Cadena?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. I saw something today because she told Arsenal that they had to get to a cup final so that she could play at Wembley, and then she found
she'd be shocked in the League Cup final. It's Pride Park.
they didn't even get there anyway. Yeah. But yeah, apparently she was over the moon when she heard that this game was going to be at Wembley.
Nah, she's not playing.
She hasn't got on the pitch yet. I don't think she'd be very happy with the result as it stands.
No,
that's offside, surely.
And at this rate, even if Arsenal were to get to the Cup final, I don't think she'd play over Catley.
No.
or even more for that matter. So
Yeah.
I just don't think she's going to get a dream, unfortunately.
Yeah, Kante knows she's offside, just leaves it. England goal kick. And this is what top teams do. This is what top managers do.
Yeah.
They bounce back from doubters. They prove people wrong. I mean, even that misplaced pass and Bronze still gets back in and gets there. So when you're playing this well, awkward things fall right. You know, this misplaced pass,
brilliant hold up. Clinton lifts it back in behind for Nikita Paris. Assistant referee scuttles out of the way. Uahavi brings her down. It's a free kick for England, much to Leo Uahavi's frustration.
Paris. Nikita Paris. What a footballer. Has had a brilliant season. Yeah. Rightfully deserves to be back in an England shirt. And
it's a shame I just don't see her getting called up, because while she deserves to be called up over Chloe Kelly, it's not going to happen. Unfortunately.
I think it could, depending on the second half of the season, I think, I hate to say it, but I think it could be tight between Paris and Beaver Jones.
Possibly.
Especially if Beaver Jones
25th player. Yeah.
Especially if Beaver Jones isn't playing as consistently as she was last campaign for Chelsea.
And well, Garcia has been hurt, and on comes Athenia, I think. Castillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Castillo.
Let's see what she can offer. Spain needs something in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not been good enough.
Well, it's England who will have a chance now from this free kick. Doesn't really amount to anything. And it's now Bonmati running away from Leah Williamson. Bonmati plays it into Athenia. Slots it through, and England's high line's being caught out. Paraluelo bearing in for Spain. She's just took too long.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing there, Sour Paraluelo.
Millie Bright just face plants the floor. She's taking a rest from running back in. But yeah, Paraluelo takes too long, but testament to England to get back in. It was Lauren James as well on the recovery, who was the one who was putting the hard yards in.
Slightly behind her, the pass.
Yeah.
I think it's Onabati on that side, just slightly behind Paraluelo. Paraluelo gets her feet all mixed up.
Gets back in, falls over her own goal kick, she shields it back and just face plants the ground.
Hope she's alright.
Oh, she's fine. She deliberately did it just to lie down her rest.
Clinton battling away and there, does lose possession. Paraluelo, Athenia finds Pina. Pina to Uahavi on the overlap, blocked by Bronze, and that's out for a Spain corner.
It's hotting up now. Spain are giving it everything.
Piffy Master says, haha, nice try. Mario doesn't play for Barca. She did used to, though. Nor does Teresa. Not on the pitch. So I think my point still stands. Play should have been forward than back. But yeah, it's
England's
been very good England performance. Ball in, puts it in towards the post, headed away, and now Paris. She's headed the right direction, ran the wrong way.
Got to be a call to Clinton to leave that and then it hit the side netting. Unless Hampton wasn't completely sure it was going to hit the side netting.
Alexandre to Aitana Bonmati. Bernie says this performance from Sour Paraluelo, wow. Well, that one's harsh, but yeah, I mean, I think I've always made my thoughts on Paraluelo abundantly clear, in that she's a very, very good player in the Liga F, but contributes nothing on the bigger stages.
Yeah.
And I think, you can argue all you want, but the stats don't lie on that. I think it was last season's run in the Champions League final. She didn't score in the knockouts, I want to say. Or she only got one goal in the knockouts. And she contributed loads in the group stage, where they had quite a nice group stage. It was the World Cup, where, again, I don't think she scored in the knockout stage. Doesn't turn up in those big games. Happily stick 50 goals a season in Liga F, but
yeah, it hasn't been her best game, but yeah.
There's a reason why Barcelona went outside Eva Payor and Kika Nazareth, despite the fact they just won the Champions League. They still felt they needed a striker.
Really good for Charles.
Matches that clear. England, I like the protest there. That's gone for
17 minutes. Spain are going to go hell for leather. They're going to give it absolutely everything. They're going to throw bodies forward. England's best chance is going to be to sit deep and then just hit him on the counter.
Yeah.
Spain are going to throw whatever they've got at it.
Strike from range.
Great.
Brilliant save for Hannah Hampton. England switch off Harvey with a good strike. Hampton, though, more than matches it with a save.
One of Hannah Hampton's best games in an England shirt as well. Really good save that.
Excellent stop.
To deny Harvey. It's a really good effort from the fullback. Equally good save. Spain corner.
Yeah.
And the pressure is just starting to mount on England now.
Ball into the box, and that is chipped away by Charles. Bate will touch it down to Bonmati. Bonmati up against Chloe Kelly. Bonmati will twist and turn, puts the ball into the box. It's headed away, but it falls to Pina. Falls to Caldente. Lashes a shot into the side netting. And she was off to celebrate before that had even gone in.
Wow. I think that was one of those where as soon as that, as you say, as soon as that left her foot, I think she thought that was going to sail into the bottom corner.
It's a little... She takes a shot, she starts bursting away to celebrate.
Yeah. Wow. Really smart from Pina just to lay it off to her. Leathered into the side netting by Caldente, but close. Spain are getting closer and closer. England have just got to hang in there. Hampton fires it long. Kelly does really got to hold it up. That's what England have got to start doing more. Since Russo's come off the pitch, England are struggling to hold on to that ball. That is a ball over the top, though. Paris, will she beat Cole? But it doesn't matter. She's offside. Paris doesn't believe it, though. I mean, I'd have another look. I thought it was that there was definitely a England player offside. Was Paris off? No.
No.
Absolutely not.
None of the England players.
No, and Toon was actually less. Toon looked more offside than Paris. Neither of them were offside. That's shame because Paris nearly got there ahead of Cole, and Cole then was forced to put out for a throw.
Montreal says no way this ends 1-0. Fatun Abdi says Lionesses for the win. Hopefully, but Spain are testing England now. Pina. Uahavi. Back to Mariona Caldente. Out wide now with Uahavi. Lifts it into the box. And that is Messi in there from England. Not dealt with.
My
Hacked
days.
away though by Kira Walsh. And now Lauren James will just slow this down for England. Goes back to Charles. Charles short on options. Lovely outside the boot pass into Ella Toon. Toon pokes around the corner. Paris will compete for it. Parade as well there to drag her off the pitch. And Tomei getting involved as well. Stopping Paris from getting back onto the field. Spain in possession. Battier. Alexandri. Bonmati under pressure from Clinton. Brilliant from Clinton. He's given us a free
Lauren
kick.
James almost playing as a left wing back at the moment.
Yeah, Paris. In that moment there, Paris was like playing as a left winger and Toon through the middle.
Yeah.
It's just a system that's very flexible.
I mean, I think actually it might have switched because Lauren James, because Paris is now covering that left hand side, and James is sat there as a left wing back.
It's mental to see that defensive contribution. She is now getting a bit higher.
And Bronze will now get herself forward as she carries the ball, but England are sitting in lots
deeper. That's a great ball down the line because it's going to kill time, even though Kelly won't get there. Pass back from Mendes to Cole.
Yeah, it almost looks like a bit of a front two of Paris and Kelly. Toon's was very high as well, but England just its body's behind the ball really now.
Yeah.
13 minutes.
It's a 4-4-2 out of possession, definitely.
I think Charles playing on again, but Hampton does really well.
Hampton sweeps nicely.
Oh, just...
It's one of those from the forward there where she's got that wrong. You can't... well, she's not got it wrong, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
You risk hurting players. She's hurt herself there, Paris. By leaning into a player that's jumping, you do just run the risk. Although it's a bit of both, really, because the Alexander's coming from the side.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same as when two players jump for it and the forward just backs into the defender sending him over. But yeah. Brilliant football from England. Here's Paris.
Oh, I had to look right, I had to look left to James.
Bronze. Lifts that ball over the top. Toon will give chase. It's back now to Catalina Cole.
It's tense. You can feel it. It's really, really tense.
Gabriel says, glad to see James back on the pitch. Same here.
Oh, what a ball
James.
that is to Paraluelo.
Paraluelo. Man, that is a poor pass inside, which Hampton will go and gather easily.
Really well managed that by Charles and Bright. England just working really well at the moment. Yeah, not a great ball from Paraluelo. Hampton was happy to take her time to go get that. And suddenly that whole move, and we've lost nearly another minute.
Ball down the line, it's flicked up in the air. James will give chase. Paredes flicks it back forwards. Paraluelo knocks it down, one back in there by Clinton. Now England can use this ball. Poor pass from Toon though into Charles. Charles can control it.
England's got to get the ball down, just don't overcomplicate it. You know, it's not a great pass from Toon. Then Charles has tried to knock it to her left and take it in her stride. Just get it under control and move it.
Surely more subs, fresh legs.
Yeah.
You know, look at Ruby Mace maybe in midfield.
Potentially.
Hissier at right back if we're getting a bit more defensive.
Yeah.
I don't really look at anyone else that can play midfield though.
No.
I don't think offers much defensive security.
No. Yeah. I think Walsh has kind of got better as the game's gone on. I don't think she's had a brilliant game, but
so 10 minutes to play. Dimper says, where do we see the game, guys? If you're in the UK, it's on ITV. If you're outside the UK, then I'm not sure. But you can always get a
Toon again. They've got to look to Lauren James on the left-hand side.
Kelly. Bronze. Clinton looked just offside there. Bronze played
a tiny moment when Clinton was on. But very, very marginal. Yeah.
Gabriella says, thanks for the commentary because I cannot watch this game, lol. Well, you're more than welcome, Gabriella. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks everyone that's tuned in to tonight's stream. It's been a brilliant one. And we are now only 6 subscribers away from 2,800 subscribers. So if you are new, haven't hit that subscribe button, then please make sure to do so. We've got 10 minutes left here of England versus Spain. Ball goes for Bright, pounces on it. And she'll go for a drive. She plays it to Toon, who slots through Nikita Paris. Bright is in the box to aim for if she can pick her out. Paris jostling for it, and that is a foul. England free kick now.
Nikita
deep in
Paris
this Spain third.
Has been superb since she's come on. Just holding that ball up, causing problems. That's the 3rd or 4th free kick that she's won. And she still managed to head it to Kelly as she was falling over.
Harvey as well.
Yeah. Brilliant from Paris. She's fighting so well in there. I think the best bit is the header here to Kelly. Imagine to head it onto her. Really Bright stepping in and I mean she looks knackered because she's
just done that and then sprinted the rest of the pitch.
But she's had a brilliant game.
The rest of the joke says P3 Mazia. Yeah, the fact that she didn't award England a stonewall penalty is insane. No. Because then it would be 2-0 England. James over this free kick. Not a great delivery.
That's just pass it to Spain. Mustn't.
And then commits. She's got away with that.
Yeah. But that's you 9 minutes to go. You've got to beat the first player. If anything, you hit it over everyone.
Now Paredes.
Paris working so hard. That's what subs are for.
Now slot through and Charles will send it home and England can kill time now in possession. Williamson. Bronze.
That's thing also, credit to Paris and Kelly.
The forward options goes back to Williamson. Williamson tries to go down the line, hits Pina, but Pina can't keep it in play.
But Paris and they haven't come on with anything special, but they're both doing really well. And Spain are now throwing players at it. Another double change. Paraluelo will finally come off the pitch. I believe it's Redondo coming on. Yeah. And Alexandre coming up as well.
That will change then. Spain getting fresh legs on, pushing for a goal. Alexandre replaced by Zubieta.
Naz coming on for England.
I believe plays for Athletic Club, if I'm not mistaken.
That'll be a Toon coming off. Makes sense that for me because as much as you think you bring James, but James is the one contributing defensively.
Yeah.
So Naz, Paris, and Kelly will sit as that front
Naz
three.
gives you transitional threat. As much I don't think she's been good this season.
Just to run around.
She
all she needs to do, exactly what Paris and Kelly have come on and done. Hold the ball up, be assertive, and just run ragged after
ball
people.
down the line. Recovered by Harvey.
Caldente
now.
Lucy Bronze just
turns
thrown
well.
to a Spain player.
Looks to find Athenia. Charles has some defensive work to do here. Athenia gets around her, bursts into the box. Charles does brilliantly.
Does so under recover because that could have got really messy once Athenia got the wrong side.
Jess Naz has gone to that left wing position, and Lauren James is up front now.
I don't like that.
Too easy there. Athenia takes it past Charles. Brilliant block from Millie Bright.
I think James has done superb defensively. Why would you change that? Hopefully it was momentarily, but I don't like that change.
Yeah.
What a block that is from Millie Bright.
Right, Taylor, welcome to the stream. So it's got to have a nervous final 10 here. I want the WSL to return quicker. Well, we're back this Sunday with a triple header. I don't think there's really any breaks between the 3 streams, so join us for that this Sunday. Ball into the box. Heading away there by Nikita Paris. Harvey. Now Aitana Bonmati. Knocks the ball wide, and that's whipped into the box. Dealt with by Millie Bright. And now Walsh to Naz.
It's got to go.
Naz got a burst there, surely. Says she slows it down. Fresh legs. Just doesn't do enough with the ball there. It's not back to Harvey.
And then she's trying to take Peter along once they're back in position. There's 2 players on her.
Here's Caldente. Paris as well to slow her down. But Caldente wriggles through the England midfield like it's not even there. Charles against Athenia. Athenia tries to lay it inside, but there's no one on the edge of the box. Walsh trying to play out there is not smart at this moment in the game. Caldente wins it back, runs it off though, and England get away with it. Don't know what Walsh is trying to do there.
I understand that the thing is, I understand that she doesn't want to just hoof the ball and give it away because England are under pressure, but that's just too risky. You've got nothing on, just get it gone. But again, really good from Charles just to see Caldente out.
Yeah. Athenia's offered a huge threat.
Yeah.
I do just wonder though if that's because Charles is tired.
Mm.
But look, she looks sharp.
5 to go plus additional. This is tight. This is a brilliant game of football. It's exactly what you expect between these two sides. A tight, close affair.
Right, tune with the classic high ball stop. Good to see you, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. And I'm doing great, mate. Thank you for asking. So 5 minutes left. Plus any additional time. This would be a huge scout for England to claim in this Nations League.
Oh,
brilliant from Grace Clinton. Kelly's in the box in wait. Ball's by Lauren James who strikes it. And somehow it's saved by Catalina Cole.
How is that not across the line?
Incredible.
Great strike from James. And Cole is somehow, she saves it initially and it looks like it's just going to run over the line. Somehow claws it back. Wow. That should have been game, set, match. What a save.
Here's Paris.
That's a...
Held it up well and draws the foul.
Got to be careful. But brilliant from Clinton.
This is fantastic.
Cuts it back.
Lauren James just has to strike it first time. Cole does well, and then to recover it with that second save. Phenomenal.
It's not an incredible strike from James, but it's hit so hard that it forces... Cole saves it and it goes backwards.
Beekman celebrates like it's
it was in. How is that not across the line? Brilliant goalkeeping.
Yeah.
But England just running down the clock. 3 minutes to go. Kelly's going to take this free kick in 7. She has to just throw it. I like this, though. She's gained 3 yards there by just throwing the ball forwards while the rest not look. Oh, she's been booked for it. Okay. Wasn't a great idea then. Never mind.
Turns out the ref was look.
Yeah.
And it's a poor ball anyway, so... Again, I don't understand Kelly's inclusion tonight, other than to make some of the fans who've got Chloe Kelly signs happy.
That's now 2 free kicks. 1 from Kelly, 1 from James that England have just got all wrong. You know, you're running down the clock with a few minutes to go and you put the ball in the box, it just goes to no one.
Clinton tries to see off Harvey. Back now to Caldente. Here's Aitana Bonmati.
Really good stuff.
Harvey. Caldente. Bonmati. Caldente back to Aitana Bonmati.
Ooh.
Ah, that's a poor pass. And England, I think that's how some players gone down there. I think it was Leo Williamson.
James did enough. James just did enough to put her off, and then just overplayed by Spain. Bronze was down a little bit again. She's struggling a little bit now, Lucy Bronze, I think. I don't know where she's going. Just walking off to the corner. And she's getting the ball for a throw. Yeah, probably what. She's taking her sweet top, or she's walking off, going home. Yeah, running down the clock. This is really smart from Bronze.
Yeah. Paul Hepburn says, what a fantastic game. I'm so glad I was way off in my prediction. Indeed, Paul. I'm glad our preview from this morning was inaccurate.
Yeah.
Now. Even though I'm sure the amount of comments we'll get on that saying that we were wrong will be enjoyable to read overnight.
Yeah.
Well, of course, unless Spain scored 2 here, and then
don't
nail
count them
the
out.
prediction.
Do not count them out. Oh,
Kelly does really well.
Good.
Great anticipation there. And has to get that right because she's on a yellow.
And just waste 5-10 seconds. That's all you need to do. At
Now Athenia wants to take on Charles. You can see Charles is flagging at this stage of the game, but she keeps up with us so
really
well.
Good.
And that allows England to drop and get back in. Aitana Bonmati darting inside. Clinton stops her from shooting. Now Ua Harvey. Here's Pina. Bronze just does really well. The 1v1 defending. Great stop from Hannah Hampson. And then Bonmati's shot is blocked. And Walsh smashes it clear.
I couldn't see how many minutes.
Here's Catalina Cole. Paredes, 5 additional minutes in this game. Still a lot of time. Athenia, that's blocked. Ball in. Callante flicks it on. Couple headers, that's how to play. England with the goal kick. Steph Van Gunnarsson says 45,000 again, just like Germany, while it was 66,000 versus Sweden last year. Why was that?
Midweek, simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, the US game was a Friday. It was a Saturday, sorry, and that did well.
Germany was a Germany
was a Friday.
Germany was a Friday.
It's simple scheduling from UEFA, really. But obviously, there's going to be one game at the weekend, one game not on the weekend. England's just unlucky that their game against Spain, which is their big seller from the UEFA Nations League, is on a Wednesday. A Wednesday in June, I think people would go, oh yeah, we'll take the day off school. School's over then anyway. They still go down. Whatever.
Messi from England.
Bronze really well on their back. Excellent defending. Bronze been flawless tonight.
I couldn't name you a player of the match. There's been too many for England. But Lucy Bronze, absolutely incredible. Recovering like this in the 91st minute after being up and down that touchline. And out and out pace might not be what it used to be, but the fitness level is still very much there. Oh, and brilliant from Walsh. Paris has won enough. Oh no, that's harsh.
Given the other way.
It's been given on the initial one from Walsh. But that's really, because I think Walsh has got the ball there.
Benny making a good point. So I was saying Premier League games are on as well. Indeed, people would rather sit home and watch those rather than go out in the cold.
What a game they've missed!
Brilliant tackle from Lauren James. Obviously, like the core fans of them, but we really want to go.
And look at Charles. That is superb from Neve Charles, because she, doesn't have to. Could that ball go for a throw out for a Spain throw, but she doesn't. Sprints after it, stops it on the line, and kicks it into Athena and wins England a throw instead. Brilliant tackle from, and then this is just superb defending. But what a tackle that is from Lauren James.
Yeah.
Her defensive performance tonight, and her attacking performance, has been absolutely incredible. Same with Grace Clinton. The attackers defensively today have been quality. Paris defending from the front since she came on. Halfway through the additional time.
Indeed.
Kelly, good tackle. Paris again.
Gets involved.
Pull back, no?
Brilliant fight from England in this game as well.
More of a 4-5-1 now for England as well. James has dropped in as a midfielder. That attacking midfielder
smashes it away.
And again, it's a throw-in. Nearly out the England half. That looked like a foul throw. England are complaining. Mario Canada just threw it into the floor down to a centre half. Bronze steps in brilliantly.
Balls back to Mariona Caldense. Picked off by Clinton. Battling with Bonmati. Nash should be the one that's busting the gut there.
Yeah.
She just
I
looks
do like how she took the opportunity to get back in though, which I do like.
Oh, one header in there from Bright. Falls for Athenia.
Kelly,
One back by Kelly, and that's smashed towards Tom A.
He's miles out of technical area. Someone tell her to get back in because she shouldn't be allowed to hold on to that football.
Battier. Paredes. Battier again.
Oh, Kelly just
Wants to
bit
bring that
there.
ball inside. Knocks it in front of her, and that'll run through to Hannah Hampton.
Who is not going to be moving anytime soon. Last minute for England.
Yeah.
And Hampton's going to take the time to sort her shorts out, make sure her gloves are on properly.
But it says, LJ really shut those up in question. Our work rate, need that for the business end of Chelsea season now, should be really important for us. 100%. Magical player. We saw it today throughout today's game.
When Lauren James wants to win a football game, she will win that game.
That's how good she is.
Yeah.
When she's on it,
That's not
there's a very good chance her team are going to win.
great header from Williamson. Naz has got a challenge, and she does challenge and wins it. Bronze is the one running after it and
it
down
stays
the line.
on as well. And that'll keep the chase going. And she's still competing, Lucy Bronze.
She's
only just rolled up.
But with 10 seconds to go, she's managed to put Spain right back in their corner.
Yeah. And the Lionesses should see this out now. I'm not sure why Spain are going deeper. And that is full time here at Wembley. England 1, Spain 0. And in their first meeting since the World Cup final in 2023, England have revenge. It's a 1-0 win in the Nations League. An important victory in the context of this Nations League, in the context of the Euros coming up this summer. It was Jess Park's goal on 30 minutes that was the difference ultimately between these two sides. Huge scout for England. And a huge win for Serena Wiegman.
What a performance from England. Absolutely superb tonight in every department of the pitch. That was a performance of European champions. And as you say, a 1-0, a clean sheet against the reigning world champions. That is very positive for the Lionesses. A superb performance from everybody.
Indeed.
And Serena Wiegman, I mean, she should be doing the Mourinho shush into the cameras because that was an absolute masterstroke. She got that spot on tonight. And
even
England,
down to the timing of the subs, which is something we've criticised her heavily for. She made those changes on 60 minutes and they just brought energy into that front line. That press then became as strong as it was throughout the game. And I think that was such an important element of tonight's performance. For Spain, I know they had a lot of players missing through injury, but they lacked creativity. They lacked that spark. Take nothing away from England's performance, though. Phenomenal defensively. And they looked really good in attacking areas, which is where their biggest problem has lied in recent weeks. So that's a really important win. Really important performance. Burst as well done, England. Matthew says, such good calling. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Matthew, Simon, thanks everyone that's joined us this evening. If you are new, make sure to subscribe. We are now only 2 subscribers of 2,800. So if you haven't subscribed, go and hit it. If we can hit that before we sign off, that would be brilliant. Fam says Euros are going to be great. I know, I'm in the Euros mood now. Get me there already. Yeah. Still 3 months of domestic action, which are going to be fantastic. But I love tournament football. We'll be live here covering every single match. So do join us for that tournament. I cannot wait till the Euros. It's going to be hot in the studio, but we'll have the fans on. Harry will probably be eating an ice cream.
If the games are like that, I will not care because that is box office football. That, and that's what we love to see. That a 1-0 game can be so competitive, so exciting. The drama, the nerves, absolutely beautiful. That's what you want when 2 big sides come together. And you throw the likes of Germany. Germany and Netherlands played out a brilliant 1-1 draw on was it Saturday night? Superb competition at the moment on the national stage. And the domestic stage as well. Somewhat on the domestic stage as well.
Yeah. Indeed. Alex says brilliant performance all round. P3 Mazio says that's the reason you haven't won anything yet. The reigning Euros champions haven't won anything. Yeah, good one. Good one, P3 Mazia. Bernie says, still can't believe you're covering all the games. I love it, Bernie.
We got a great time.
Indeed.
I mean, if England get knocked out in the groups, and that will be really disappointing, but not the performances like that That is genuinely England's best performance since the 2022 Euros final.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely brilliant from start to finish. Did not drop the standard one bit. Even when the subs came on, England, if anything, they got better. Nikita Paris, Keats in an England shirt, absolutely superb. She came on and just caused so many problems to that Spanish defence. Genuinely, I can't fault a player in that whole game.
Yeah.
Just utterly brilliant for England. And I think that's why we focus on England more than Spain, because for Spain, as you say, they were missing key players. On another day, maybe one of Botmatty's shots will curl into that top left rather than going just wide. But for Spain, it's one of those where you go, at the end of the day, England were just so good. And if that game played out 10 times, Spain would probably get a result out of half of them, at the very least. So it's one of those where, on the day, England were absolutely phenomenal and they deserved the win.
Fantastic. I think we'll call our stream there. We'll be back on Friday. Look out for our analysis of this game. We'll be talking, obviously, throughout this match. A little bit of analysis. Join us for that on Friday. As for this weekend, we are back with covering every single WSL game, really, because we'll be watching 3 of them and the other 3 will be going on concurrently. So join us this weekend. A bumper triple header coming on Sunday. So join us for that. Some very exciting games in there indeed. So join us on Sunday. Until then, though, thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we will see you next time.